everyone. Welcome to another episode of Misspent Youth, our Kickstarter series. What are you doing, Opti? You get. First and most importantly, you guys are the first to see my new hair. I'm so excited. Thank you. It's pink with purple highlights. The lighting isn't quite here's a zoom in on just my hairs. Isn't it pretty? There. So that what? Okay. So that was my morning. But now we're here to play Misspent Youth, and it's a very exciting episode because overnight we funded. So yay! It has been 1 week since we launched. We are at $10,095, and we've unlocked the first stretch goal. So we're moving toward that first stretch goal at $15,000, where the creator of Misspent Youth, Robert Bowl, will write a chapter for us. So really great. Almost there. People can't hear others? That's unfortunate. Let me fix it. Oh, I know why. I switched to my AirPods. Here.
Wow.
Let's see.
Oh, but our brilliant chat.
Wow. All of our banter.
So, everybody, can you hear us? Oh, well,
Wow.
I got you. What I said was, she has pink, da-boo-dee, da-ba-da, da-boo-dee. Make sure they know. Make sure they remember that.
No.
That's classic. That's content.
No.
Everyone just refresh the past 2 minutes.
The chaotic energy that exists right now is too much to handle.
Hey, someone likes my pink hair because we're up to $10,165, guys.
Yo, hey, just
Thank
waiting
you.
for a stream so that we can praise you and give you audible pats for helping us out. Well, thank you.
Thank you
I
so
feel like
much.
much. You are
Sarah's
awesome.
hair is not allowed to claim that.
Now, given the 93% of the $165, we are now 100 Cliff.
Woo!
And we can share that between ourselves. So we are now $50 heirs.
50 buck airs. I love it.
That money is actually spoken for already. I don't think I'm actually making any money.
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm getting paid to write this book.
Cliff is getting paid
Listen,
to write the book.
And there's some Rem
That's a
people getting
that's a whole
paid to put this
McDouble
thing
you
on
can go get.
that they took a bunch of risk on that they wouldn't necessarily get paid for. So big props to all the Rem people who have put their time into this.
Indeed.
And
Thank you. Yeah. Keep looking at that Kickstarter. Keep leveling up. You get we have some really great rewards where you get to actually play a game with us, and you can make our 50 heirs into 100 heirs, and keep boosting all of it. Let's make game businesses profitable, guys. Wouldn't that be nice?
Make manufacturing profitable. I'm really pumped at the 15K level. Then Robert Bowl, the creator, who's been encouraging us and giving us audible hugs the entire way. He'll be writing a setting for the Misspent Youth book that we're putting out, Fall in Love Not Online, at at 20,000. Dominic Dickey is going to be writing a setting for us, and they have written for big stuff like D&D and Thirsty Sword Lesbians. So I'm pretty excited about that. And then at 25K, we are going. This is again exciting for other reasons, but we're going to be recording an audio version of this book, so that, well, if you are an auditory learner, if you are simply lazy, just don't want to read, totally valid, by the way. Or if you might have, if you might be disabled and not able to read books, right? Like, or may not be able to read at all because you might be blind or whatever. Like, you can still listen. Like, it's not something that we can do right now out the gate because we don't have the resources for it. But like, that's something that we're super excited about doing. And then maybe once we learn from it and start, putting those things in place, maybe we can do that for all of our future books. So, yeah, I'm super excited about that.
Yeah. So really cool stuff. Lots of big stretch goals to hit and have lots of fun stuff come your way. So please share with your friends. Keep supporting. Come pledge at the level where you get to game with us. All of that is super helpful. But today, what brings us all here is misspending our youth.
Oh.
Not married.
Sorry, I'm muting.
Although that's very important.
Good Lord.
Doesn't have to be for everyone, though.
Exactly.
Fight the patriarchy.
So
or the matriarchy, depending on your particular friend.
We are going to misspend our youth today, and Mr. Johnson, Clifton, is going to try to beat us up with some authority again, but we're not going to stand for that. We're going to sit for it and stop the madness, because injustice deserves to be punched in the face. And so we're going to do some face punching right here on Rem Alternis.
and by face, we mean injustice.
Yes. The face of injustice will be punched and bruised. What is wrong with me today? I'm sleep deprived, guys.
We should just take a group nap. Are you guys down for that, chat? Just like a nice little nap.
Get some lo-fi going.
I'm not tired. I'm pretty wired. I think that's why Sarah is about to punch me through the screen.
There's a dark corner of Twitch actually where like it's literally watching people sleep, and like we could switch to that kind of thing, and I'll just take a nap.
Some more sleep.
While Twitch
what?
Watches. Who wants to see me snore and drool?
ASMR reading the Misspent Youth rulebook.
Yeah.
Well, that I could do. I could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you all, but I don't want to watch you sleep. So let's maybe play a role-playing game instead.
Save us from our madness.
So,
I'm for it.
Last time we
is the
played
place
Misspent Youth,
where you watch the young offenders stand up. Someone rolls 2d6. There it is. Put the 2d6 sum on the number that was rolled. If it's the same as what the authority had, you've lost. We could do that. That'd be fun. Go ahead, Cliff.
is it okay for me to talk now?
It is okay for you to talk now.
All right.
You've won the stand up.
All right, so yes, I'm standing up, and we're going to start this thing. So last time we played through an episode, and now we're continuing it to play through a series, which is pretty cool. So far, all the play tests have been one-shots, including the last one, but today officially makes it not a one-shot, because we are continuing. And that's really the way that Misspent Youth is meant to be played from the beginning. It actually plays really well and is fun as a one-shot, but Robert Bowl originally wrote out rules for playing through a whole campaign. And we're going to sort of continue in that legacy with the attitude of this particular new book, Fall in Love, Not in Line, which is inviting new players to get into narrative games and learn about the game. So there's a bit more of a guide to going through each scene. It kind of takes you through step by step a little bit. But unlike the first episode, the pilot episode, there is no predetermined details other than what we were carrying with us from before. So we got the Authority, Kingery Corp, which has their systems of control and authority figures. We have our youthful offenders with their same convictions and their exploits. And I believe some convictions have been sold out. We'll get to that in a moment. They won the last episode. And we'll talk about what that means as we recap. But I just wanted to bring up a couple of rules things as a game designer I wanted to try out. One of which is a new rule for Stand Together, Unlike Kid Gloves from before, which sort of gave you a freebie if you rolled badly on the first scene, this is something that allows you to lean on some of your friends' previous success and sort of stand together to keep going in the case of a failed roll. Once per episode. It's a special rule. We'll get to the details as they come up. But also, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, the way you win or lose the series is to, rather, the way the youthful offenders can win the series is to get more exploits than the total number of systems of control and authority figures that Kingu Corp has. There's a way to get there a little bit faster now. I came up with a rule to allow you to sell out not just at the end of a struggle, but at the end of an episode that will let you sort of go a little bit farther, maybe a little too far, to double down on a victory and destroy two things or create an extra exploit. Or if you lose, you can sort of do some damage control by selling out and really letting your values take the hit. So we'll see how those play out as well as we approach them. But with that said, why don't we start with the very first thing that we always start with, a friendship question. So maybe before we dive in with the friendship questions and do the recap stuff, we should go through and introduce everybody along with the character you're playing. So Sarah, everyone knows who she is with the pink hair and all. So why don't you tell us who you're playing?
I just spaced out because I think I've played in all of your one shots, Cliff. I'm playing Panda, right? Like,
I think that's right.
I'm asking you because I have done so many of these playtests that honestly, I'm so glad that this is very much a no prep thing and relies on the youthful offenders to really give them, empower you to take the story in your reign. So it's not so much on the authority or the GM to remember what the heck they were doing.
I am Panda, and I am a breacher, which means I'm a hacker, and I'm super good at that. And I'm super curious and a risk taker, and I believe I sold out my smarts last week for pedantic.
So now you're smarty pants.
Yeah. So now my catchphrase is, well, actually, and I'm working on my neck beard.
You don't even have...
painful.
I can't picture Panda feeding and growing any facial hair.
Yeah.
So well into their 20s.
Definitely a baby face.
He takes a pen and just makes little dots all over.
Oh, God. All right, so Derekah.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Thank you. This has been truly on my mind for the last week as I'm trying to figure out if selling out my ideals for the greater good is worth it. I play Trudy, just also known as Truce, the adopted, the previously in foster care, now in danger of being sent to an authority institution due to the chaos of last episode. And we're gonna see how this plays out today. I'm excited.
All right, and Shay, welcome back. Good to hang out with you again.
It's always fun. And hi, my name is Shay. I am going to be playing. Going to be playing Jace. Jace is the Goldenboy, and Jace is also the parent of the group. See last episode for that season, and yes, and I'm just great with my new glasses that my dad made me pay for. Anyway, he's not bitter whatsoever.
I'm sorry, Shay. I love your voices, but after listening to you play Goose Goose Duck for 3 hours as Elmo, I can't hear anything else.
Oh my gosh.
You did not. Stop. Stop.
That Sounds like a lot.
So Jace is now Elmo to me. Like, that is.
I mean, I can do this if you want.
No. No, I hate it.
I think there's a problem with my internet connection. I might end up dropping off suddenly, so just a heads up. If that happens, I apologize.
Be grateful.
If you start talking like Elmo, my internet might get real bad.
All right, and then Opti.
I am playing Char Salem, who is a brilliant, proud, rich kid with a touch of the magic. I don't think I sold out anything last time, but it was a pain. Was a pain in the butt.
All right, so before we move on, let's do a friendship question. Who wants to ask the first friendship question of the episode?
Do we roll for it?
If you want. So everyone roll 2d6. Who wants to do it, and whoever gets the highest?
Yeah, 9. That. All right.
I got 9.
All right, well, you two roll off then.
Shay, you asking me a question?
Got you.
Okay, cool.
I'll ask you a question.
All right, get it sorted out. Good. Go for it. As you're doing this, if this is your first time checking this out, I'll explain a little bit about friendship questions. Friendship question is just something that we use for world building or relationship exploring at the start of every scene. One person asks another something about their relationship or their feelings, something to put them on the spot, and the other answers. You ask and answer these questions in character, as if you're talking to each other in the conversation as the youthful offenders, but it doesn't necessarily represent an actual interaction between them. It's just something we do to get the creative juices flowing and explore, as I said, explore relationships among the characters, or how they're changing and evolving, or how they're relating to the story or their environment, or explore their background. All sorts of stuff like that. One of the coolest features of this game, I think, and one of my favorite minimalist design tweaks for this book is to have a friendship question come up every single scene, not every other.
So the friendship question I'm asking you is, why do you trust my judgment?
I think Jace takes life the most seriously. So if Jace has a stance on something, it's at least very well thought out and not as impulsive as Truce can be sometimes. So I think like of everyone, Jace is the one that whose judgment Truce would trust the easiest for sure.
That's a very roundabout way of saying, I think you take things too seriously.
Yeah, I've heard it.
That's why.
Yeah. It's because you're basically an old man.
Yeah, there we go. Moving on to continuing the story. This is setting up for scene 1. This scene sets the stage for the episode. Start with a brief recap of what happened last time, decide what this episode is going to be about, and figure out where to start. Choose one system of control and one authority figure from the authorities list. These will be featured heavily in the episode. And if you get more than one exploit, choose which one will be featured, or we'll the other one can. The one you have will come into play. I refresh my memory. You won the episode last time, and so what did you do with that?
We took back the high school because that's what we wanted to do, and then we got a sponsorship with Hot Sandwich.
For the lunches.
Big
One of
sandwich. Big sandwich. is
Big
the company.
sandwich.
Hot sandwich is one of their
That's
products.
one of the things. Yeah, big sandwich, hot
There's
big
hot
sandwich.
sandwich and big hot sandwich.
Yeah, big hot sandwich. You're right. So we got a thing for big sandwich. Yeah, that's the high school we got.
The custodian is the principal now.
Hmm.
All right.
I was
so
trying to
you took
leave
down-
that out.
Mage Kinder, right?
No. It was. Oh, I'm
Uh,
getting confused.
Mendertage or Mender. I don't remember what I said anymore.
Mender Cage, right?
Mendercage, yeah.
Because it was just Kinder Mage's name.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, the systems of control that I have are Metabook, Demonetization, and the community consequences for individual actions. The
Don't-
system of control of the new high
Oh.
school has been dismantled.
Don't get used to it.
The authority figures I've got are the high school principal, who is maybe not in that same role again, but might be out for revenge. I don't know. We'll see. The rich youthful offender's parents. Who's the rich ones? Char was.
Char
the
was
rich
the
kid?
rich one, yeah.
The Lawjack captain, and community elder collaborator. I don't believe is been on camera yet. So I'd like you to choose one system of control and one authority figure that'll be featured in this episode.
I want to get rid of the demonetization because maybe then I don't have to go like I don't want to go to the bad place.
All right, so we'll feature demonetization. Now we need an authority figure. We're going to feature the recently ousted high school principal, Char's parents, the Lawjack captain, or the community elder collaborator.
I'd like to maybe explore the envoys a little bit, the community collaborator.
Okay, we'll do that. Now, since you have only one exploit, that makes it easy. But remind me which exploit you have.
We had the
Breacher Collective.
Yeah, the Breacher Collective. Okay, so also in the recap then, I think we already mentioned who sold something out and who didn't, but let's just bring that to the forefront once more. I believe Panda had sold out smarts for
Pedantic.
Pedantic, yes.
Actually, Cliff, it's pedantic now, which means I tend to explain when nobody asked. So I'll be doing that throughout the episode today. Thank you.
It's only okay when it's in character. Okay.
Honestly,
So,
this is no different than every other day.
Fight me.
Well, this is going well. Anybody else sell out, or was it just Panda?
It was just Panda. I had an opportunity to sell out, chose not to, and I have a lot of feelings about it.
Cool. Well, I'll remind you there's going to be new opportunities for selling out at the end of the episode. That's something that each character can only do once per series. By that I mean the whole campaign. But otherwise, selling out still works as normal. I haven't really messed with the rules too much. Let's go ahead with setting the scene here. And this is something you as the youthful offenders do. So we're going to set the scene and figure out where we're at, start things. Well, I'll just read what I wrote. How much time has passed since the previous episode? Where are the YOs? What are they doing? Don't dwell too much on this or spend too much time figuring it out. Pick something, give everyone a chance to jump in and add their ideas, and get to free play as fast as you can.
Some of us were demonetized last time, right?
All of us, right?
Possibly even Char's parents, but I don't think Char's been home since, so maybe they made a deal.
Because we were at the mall, and Char stole a scarf because couldn't pay for it.
It might just mean that Char is cut off, though, too. So we could
Oh, that's
have
fair.
it go a
That
couple
is
ways.
fair. That is fair.
I'm not
Okay.
sure if I got cut off because my dad kind of got me out of the blame. That is, I'm not
Did
sure
have
about.
a sandwich.
And I did have a sandwich, a big sandwich.
Yeah.
Big hot. Sure. I'm just gonna say that Char's family was a little bit more connected than that, and so while Char's family wasn't demonetized, Char no longer has access to family money, and on social medias and things like that, she's been disconnected, or they've been disconnected from all of their friends and family, right? So their family has sort of
They're
cut
meta
ties
blocked.
online. Yeah. Sort of like you're online dead to me type thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think Panda's been demonetized too because Panda was just with foster parents with his sister. So, like, no special privileges there. So I think Panda's really bummed that there's a brand new game release and can't afford it, and really has to lean on and rely on the group for like food and clothing, and like I have access to nothing. So
How's Goldenboy been doing with all this? At least the lawjacks don't typically get demonetized.
Ha! Golden Boy. Well, Golden Boy has been rethinking life. I think no matter however long it's been, Golden Boy is on the left ear of the janitor who now runs our school, so we actually can have a good running school. Um, so I think he has been recuperating. He obviously got some new glasses that he was able to pay for out of his allowance. I think he still has money, and he is just trying to keep it together because he made a bad mistake of having a flash mob help us get out of stuff, and he regrets that decision and will not let something like that mess up again. He was off, he was hurt, he was in his comfort pants. He won't do that again.
comfort pants.
Comfort
I could-
pants.
Yes, I was in my comfort jeans. A
It's
little
just,
baggy.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
I love
I could
you.
see that conversation with about yes sir, no more flash mobs, sir.
While Jace was feeling feelings, we went up another $100 on the Kickstarter.
Oh my
Ooh.
gosh, you guys!
Thank
Wow,
you.
let's get some more feelings out of Derekah with Truce then, and see how Truce is doing.
We should do streams every day, Sarah.
We just talk about our feelings. Truce is straight up not having a good time. Truce's foster parents, who have been pretty cool, are I think Truce is currently packing the things that she owns, getting ready to make the transition to another place. And also dealing with the fact that one of her friends was just beat up by they were lawjacks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, beat up by the lawjacks. And that there was something that maybe she could have done to stop it, but kind of left him out to dry for the quote unquote greater good, and now like maybe that wasn't the best choice. And so everything I think for Truce is in transition and very unstable, and yeah, I think she's just really feeling that.
Okay. Cool. I think we've got a few options of where we could start the scene. Um, but I guess I have some ideas, but let's. I'm curious to see what ideas you might have. Any of you, like where you are right now, all together, what's going on, where are we starting with?
Well, I think it's always should start like at the school. Because that's the place that we both can just congregate without seeming suspicious. Maybe like a study hall or a practice room if one of us plays music or something like that, a lunchroom, something.
There's a certain narrative resonance, I'd say, with starting you all in the lunchroom with things that changed how they are. Maybe with
Oh yeah, big
Most
sandwich.
most of
with
the
a
businesses being empty,
big
with
hot
big sandwiches
sandwich in my hand.
big sandwiches moved in, and like they sort of
Yeah.
have this temporary sign that says "big sandwich" is covering over, one of the old, I don't know, uh,
Yeah.
the Kingu kebab place is been replaced with a big sandwich.
Yeah, everyone's eating now, but the chairs are sticky. Like,
Yeah. There is no choice. There is only big sandwich.
I
All
think
right.
Char, because Char's not feeling the best, is like not eating as much as she normally would, so she only has 2 big sandwiches, in front of her.
I think Char would be like, I'm not eating this.
Or not Char, sorry, Truce. I meant Truce. Truce normally would have like 5 of them and is like, I'm not really in an eating mood, and has 2.
Okay. Yeah,
I
you're
think-
all together perhaps for the first time since Jace has gotten out of the hospital, infirmary, whatever.
We did meet up at the flash mob at the mall.
Oh yeah, after
that
the
we
flash
started.
mob. That's right, that was after. So
Yeah.
yeah, after everything that happened the last time, maybe a few days have passed. Things have happened. You got some time to think some of your thoughts about it. But back together in school, with school back in session, with the new principal, the newly elevated janitor, um, and yeah, you're in the lunchroom, I guess. Let's play this out. What you doing? What you saying? Already dove into that a little bit. We know Truce only has 2 big sandwiches.
I think Char is not eating big sandwich. In fact, they think it's disgusting, and have gone back to their sushi now that bringing your own stuff is okay. Like they stopped by some sort of fancy sushi place on the way, and that's what they're eating.
Well, Jace is eating a nice Salisbury steak,
What?
some rice, and maybe a protein drink. Probably by, hmm, I can't say the joke because that's a branded place, and I can't think of a good place right now. So we're just gonna say Veins soup.
vein soup?
What?
Shay, I want you to know that when you were working up to that, I unmuted so I could get mad at you, and I'm just disappointed.
I can't, what's the opposite of muscles?
Oh,
Fat?
you're trying to do muscle milk, but not
Bones?
like. Yeah. No, you can. It's just
You started with muscle milk and you ended
It's
with
just
vein
called-
soup.
It's just.
Yep,
Yeah.
canon.
That was...
No, it's just called Delta juice.
I like vein soup better.
That sounds terrifying.
I think
and
we
I hate it.
I think we just lost the first scene before we even got to the struggle.
Honestly, fair.
I mean, it's like red with like a good strawberry. Yeah.
Oh, Shay. No.
Yep.
Cliff, we need you to save us again.
Yeah.
I think a
As you're-
struggle would be appropriate now.
As you're hanging around, just kind of waiting for a struggle to break this tension here, you realize it seems just kind of tense all around. There's not really a lot of chatter around, not like a lot of jubilance or kids like making noise, or like most of the conversations are hushed, and a lot of tables are just not much is being said. It might be your imagination, but you think you catch a couple of sort of sullen looks, mostly in Char's direction.
A bunch of looks from who?
Just different people around the lunchroom. They don't really challenge you. They sort of look away if you look back at them.
If you take a picture, it lasts longer.
I assume that they are jealous of my parents' wealth, and while I wish that they had as much money as they did, I assume that's what I can't help it. So I'll just go on with my life.
Check.
Panda, is stealing fries from people at the table because Panda has no monies.
Does Panda have the dumb? Because Big Sandwich is providing French fries and stuff for all the kids here as part of the special deal you all.
Oh,
If
it's
you're winning
free?
the
Yeah,
episode.
it's free. It's free
It's
lunch.
free 99.
Oh,
Yeah, this is perhaps the only place you get to
$3.99.
eat for free.
then
right?
I order the 5 that Truce usually gets and have them wrapped up for later to take home to my sister and have dinner.
Oh, my heart.
Hey, Panda. Are you gonna eat all those? Just those you're gonna eat? All 5? All 5, 6? You
The
eat those?
normal
I mean-
amount of sandwiches, Jace. What's your point?
I mean, tonight, yeah, this is dinner for the fam. Would you? I mean, if you're hungry, like you should have one.
No. It's for your family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my 5 and give it to Panda.
Pause. Are we saying that Big Sandwich gives every student 5 sandwiches, and that's the serving size of sandwiches at lunch?
Yes.
I mean, there
okay,
does make
Jace-
a certain amount of sense there. Like, if they can get kids hooked on eating 5 burgers a day, when
Well,
they graduate, they will be addicted to 5 sandwiches a day.
When Jace comes up to order 5 sandwiches, the same person behind the counter who would hand 5 sandwiches to Panda without a second thought gives you this look. Get lost, kid. Your dad works for the Law Jacks. You could afford your food at home. That kid's parents got demonetized
Hence
because
why.
of people like your dad. Now get lost.
Okay, first of all, let's talk about this. I was trying to give my food because as a student here, I get the same 5 sandwiches as everybody else. So that bass in your voice, thank you. Secondly, I realize I'm 13. I'm so sorry. You're probably an adult, so I shouldn't have said that. I actually love everything you do here for our school.
The backpedaling.
And I would love to give my sandwiches to people who may need more food, if that's all right with you.
That's what we're busy doing here. They point to the sign that says limit 2 sandwiches per lunch. I'm going to make you stick to this one. And hands you 1 more sandwich.
I haven't had one yet. But can I
All right,
get the
fine,
2?
here.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm waiting for Jace to lean in and go, the last time someone put a sign up in this cafeteria.
Sure, threaten the people who are feeding the children.
Right. That's why I backpedaled. That's exactly why I backpedaled. I thought Jace had a moment. Anyway, so yeah, I take the 2 sandwiches and give it to Panda. It's like, all right, there you go, Panda. That should be enough for a good, some little some.
As you're getting back towards it, I think I'll introduce the struggle here, which the kickoff introduces a system of control that is featured. That would be demonetization. I've been thinking a bit on how that might apply in the lunchroom here, and I've come up with an idea. So, as you're walking back, Jace, you can see that there is a group of kids, like 6, and they pick up a couple more, 7, 8, 9, 10. They're all just kind of gathering and moving towards Char, almost like a flash mob of their own, but none of them seem like they're in the mood to dance. And you're getting up to the table to hand Panda his sandwiches just as this group is converging on the first of them is reaching out to tap Char on the shoulder. Hey, rich kid.
Yes?
That is my name.
Yeah, I love.
We don't like you. Yeah, some of them.
I am sure that I will be very upset about that when I go back home to my nice house.
Yeah, because you got a nice house, and we're all getting kicked out of ours. We're getting demonetized. Some of us are going to homeless shelters because of you.
Because of me?
Yeah, one of them steps up. And now we're introducing the struggle here. It seems that a number of the kids whose parents have been demonetized are taking issue with the ones whose parents haven't been, and are going to pick on you in school. So I'm going to declare the objective of the authority that you start to be seen as the haves. Even those of you that are like
Even
amongst
me?
the group. Yes, even you. You sort of all lumped in together as your cell, your clique of kids are seen as the haves.
I am
that
angry.
That
you
are
have by association.
Yeah, that are somehow are the resentment that is due Kingu Corp is projected instead or deflected instead in part onto you. So that is my hope as the authority, or objective. I mean, I have an objective, not hope. Hope is what you have.
Maybe.
Speaking of which, it's your turn to come up with one. What do you get if you win the struggle?
I'm hoping that we can find a solution that starts to take care of the community. Like, maybe we get them jobs at Big Sandwich. Maybe we rally the resources of Big Sandwich to make sure that everyone's fed, like something like that.
Well, you've got people
I think
fed
it's
with
a
Big
social
Sandwich.
issue, right? It's less of a what's happening right now with this specific struggle. It feels like a social conflict of there's a misdirected sense of anger and and frustration, and so I think the hope would be then to help the students direct that anger where it's supposed to go, right?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Direct their anger at Kingu Corp.
Sounds fair. All right. So rules for this. Some of the special rules will be familiar. Round robin. No youthful offender can stand up a second time unless everyone else has stood up a first time at least. So you can go in any order, but everybody gets a turn unless it ends early.
I'm jumping up first because Char's my best friend and I'm a hothead.
While I do appreciate the spirit of that, we're not there yet.
Well,
I'm still introducing the special rules.
Well, Char's a hothead, so
I stand up.
take that authority.
Violence
is the new rule. Sit back down.
I'm not done with the rules yet.
Special rule number 2, violence is ugly, same as last time. If you stand up using a conviction to inflict violent harm against a person, the authority gets to claim double numbers instead of one on their turn. It does not apply to damage to property. And the new special rule is stand together. So let me flip the text. That I don't know where I put it. Oh, I'll read this off.
I can read it.
Go ahead.
Stand together. If this rule hasn't been used yet, the youthful offenders may stand together to overcome a bad dice roll.
Yep, the way that works is so a bad dice roll is when you roll the dice and the number is the authority's number. That means you either lose or have to sell out. However, if other youthful offenders have tokens on the board, which they should, any youthful offender that has a token on the board can step up to stand together with you. And then instead of using the dice roll, you get to pick any one number that's open and claim that one.
Oh, I found the thing I actually should have read, Cliff.
Okay, that's fine. So the youthful offender that stood up and rolled badly, they describe how they tried to use a conviction, it wasn't enough, and then the other youthful offenders who are standing together with them, they describe how they use their conviction to help their friend carry on. So that can be done once per episode. Period. Not once per scene, once per episode, the whole episode. So Before there was a rule called Kid Gloves, which did something kind of similar. This is in a similar vein as well, but it works in your favor, but also hopefully has a good teamwork feeling to it. We'll see how that plays out. A little bit of a play test here. But that is special rule number 3. Let's see. I began saying, okay, the kids step up and say, yeah, we don't like you, rich kid. And I claim the number 2 on the struggle sheet. And Derekah, I believe Truce was standing up.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll the dice.
Truce is gonna, roll the dice. That is what Truce is gonna do, because that's what we do here. You roll the dice. That would be a 7.
That's a pretty good roll.
Yeah, solid.
And Truce says, he uses tough.
Yep. Okay. Thank you.
And says, it's just gonna. No, I'm sorry. Truce is gonna use outrage, and starts yelling at the students and says, hey, first of all, not all of us are rich kids, all right? You're not the only one that's like lost your home and stuff. Maybe we figure out who we should be mad at. Spoiler alert, it's not us.
All right, then you react. The kids react to you, and they look at you, and they look over at Char, and then they look, and we say it's not us. Their eyes settle on Goldenboy. Like, yeah, it's the Lodjacks. It's their fault. Just why are you with these kids? Why do you sit with them? Let's kick them out of the school. And like, one of the kids reaches over and like grabs Char's hood thing and just like pours it, like lifts it up and pulls it over their head and kind of shoves them forward at the table.
Hey.
So I will claim the number 6.
I think it's. I wanted to just insert. I'm not. This isn't a stand up, but like, as they're like, yeah, wait, it's the Lodjacks. Closer, like.
And then they still mess with Char just for good reason. Yeah, it looks like there's some that are stepping up to get in Goldenboy's face too, and there's some of them are still carrying through with messing with Char. So that's my turn.
I'm gonna stand up because they're just
All right.
you down.
All right, go for it. Roll a dice.
That's a 3.
Cool.
A hot number in the city tonight. But I'm going to slightly electrify my body with my magic and get them to back the hell off.
All right. You've used your magic. Your body is a little electrified. The kid who was messing with it zaps and stands back and says, "Oh!" It falls back, and some of the other ones step up, and they seem afraid for a moment, but then they get mad. Let's see. I'm going to claim 2 numbers because you used violence against a person. You zapped them.
What's that? That's not really what
It's a little bit of a stretch, but I'm the authority, and I get to move, so I'm going to do it.
I angry again.
Yeah, like one of the kids reaches over and like picks up this big old tray that their food was on, and like it's plastic, so it's non-conductive, but it's also kind of big. They just start wailing on Char, like, they're doing their spell thing, get them, but don't touch them, they're magic. And Char's just getting whacked, and like some kids are throwing food and forks. Well, the forks are plastic, so they don't hurt so much. But, like, random stuff is kind of bouncing off of you and making you horribly messy. And then a bunch of other kids are getting up, and like some of them are coming towards here, and like, Jace, you're about to say something, but then like you just get shoved down to the ground from behind. Several kids just barrel into you, and it's getting to be this brawl. Now I'm done saying what I'm saying, and I've claimed 2 numbers. So,
I stand up. Okay. We
can you now? Because you've got a couple kids in your back.
We standing up. Okay. let me.
Spicy today, Cliff.
I want a 4, 5, or 6 because I want to do stuff. Give me a 4, 5, or 8.
8. Okay. We're gonna keep this going, huh? What's your conviction then?
You muted yourself.
I'm using my Yolan training, and I'm pissed. So, as everybody may see a little avatar might do, I'm making a whirlwind of air to cover our whole table. So we're in this whirlwind, and I push everybody back, and I say, "Chill."
Just like that.
I hate it and I love it.
And that's what I do. I make this big, like everybody sees me, like I literally push people off me, and I make a circle around
In
us.
a non-violent way.
No.
It's just area of control.
Shay.
No. Okay, fine. I don't
Area of control. It's fine.
area of control. I just slide them off me very tenderly because air can be soft.
Yeah, you're not setting them on fire or, say, electrocuting them.
Right.
So.
Or driving them into the ground, to the earth, which is the first thing I thought of. Anyway.
All right, so what happens then is it's working. A bunch of the kids are backing up, but like a bunch are freaking out and like, crap! The rich kids are using magic on us. What the hell? And like, one says, "No, I got this one. They can't hit him. They keep hitting him. They can't cast spells." And you see Char's in the outer edges. Char's been dragged away from some of the others. And now just a bunch of kids are just beating and stepping and kicking and punching. And like one of them's got their hand like shoved over it into Char's mouth. And it like Char's like probably biting in and hurting their hand, but they're sticking it in there, like practically smothering it. Like one of them standing up, knock it off, or we'll beat him to a pulp. And Char is having a really bad day.
I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
Eating Big Sam.
I'm really
Roll the
afraid.
dice.
I'm really afraid to.
You should be.
Look at all that red.
This is chaos.
11!
Oh, you did,
Oh boy,
nailed it.
you've almost filled up the board. I'm
Oh,
almost out
no.
of tokens.
I'm scared.
Good. You can't place
When
anymore.
you're out of tokens, is that?
Not.
We'll have to figure it out. I think I can just
Okay.
make more.
Oh.
All right. So, I'm going to. I've kind of been holding back because my hacking got me in a lot of trouble last time. But finally, like with everyone getting hurt, I'm gonna go ahead and hack into the speaker system of the school and play an air horn sound. I'm using thrills, because this seems like the like stand up thing, like in a musical or something like that. So I'd stand up on the table after making that sound, and everyone's covering their ears, and I'm like, do you not notice that this is the only place we're safe and we're fed? And what does this place have or not have that everywhere else in this shitty little town has? Kingu Corp. It's not us that we should be fighting against. This is what they want. And then I'm gonna burst into song a little bit, and
No.
and
You can't resist being a bard.
what can't we face if we're together?
Oh.
Points if you get the reference. So that's my turn.
Oh. I have to leave now.
Okay. Yeah, a bunch of kids are like stopping to cover their ears and.
From the air horn, not my singing, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. It's just in case another air horn comes.
Does that count as violence?
They they actually like stop beating up Char, and like drag Char up into this chair and start basically like pull off Char's hooded robe thing and use it to like tie Char up into a chair.
Jeez.
And stuff a burger wrapper into their mouth so they can't talk.
Gross.
Yeah, they're not beating you anymore at least, but yeah, you're kind of a bloody mess.
Preferred the beatings.
They're
Get
just
this burger trash out of my mouth.
Oh, you're covered in burger trash.
Cliff is leveling up on the mean this week.
Oh yes, definitely. yeah,
Can I stand up again?
there's a bunch of noise and chaos. It doesn't seem like they're really paying too much attention to what's actually happening in speakers, but they're at least not continuing to do a bunch of violent harm right now. They could resume at any second, though. I'm going to claim 10. And yes, you can go ahead.
Derekah, that was, you can stand
Yeah.
if you want.
Yeah, I know. I was just
Everyone
thinking.
stood up once, so
Everything's scary. Okay, here we go.
Sharks apparently cannot stand up.
Aha!
Oh. Okay.
You rolled a 9, so
I'm gonna.
you have several options. One of which is to let me win. It's the best option, honestly.
Oh,
You can
is
just
it?
do that. Number 2 is to sell out your conviction to win, which would also mean that it doesn't count towards the final score of the episode, but at least you get to get your hope. The third option is to call upon your is if anyone on your team wants to stand together with you, and you would get to pick the number 12 instead. But you can only do that once per episode, and you'd still be stuck with rolling again next turn. So I've never encountered a situation in this game where you might face a turn on the authority's turn, or on the authority's turn where there are no open numbers to place to claim at all. So that would be interesting. But there you go. Sell out, stand up together, or take the hit. What's it going to be?
I'm going to sell out. I'm gonna sell out. I'm gonna sell out pretty.
She's been waiting to sell out all week.
That sells out.
What do you? Was it trendy?
Vain.
Pretty
Vain.
sells out to Vain.
Yours. Oh.
And yeah, I think
Probably think the scene is about you.
Truce stands up and like straightens her glasses and looks at everyone and says, "Listen, you can hate on our clothes all you want, okay? Jace's shades, like Char's literally everything, my amazing haircut, Panda's facial hair. Anyway, you could be angry about that all you want. Honestly, if I were you, I would be angry too. But we are not the problem. Got it?"
What she said.
Yeah, and it seems like your argument sways them, or maybe it's your fashion style, your fashion sense, and your good looks. That
It
really
just made them
wins
feel
over
bad enough about what they were wearing that they were like, she's probably right.
Yeah, things sort of calmed down, and like bunch of some of the teachers come in, like, oh, what's happening? And it's just a big mess. And oh no, we haven't found a new janitor yet. Somebody called the principal. I think we'll end the scene on that. All right, so let's do the reflection then. So actually, keeping score doesn't count toward the score at all. So 0 for 0. So you did win your hope of essentially focusing the kids on Kingery Corp as the real bad guy.
Which should hopefully make everything else easier.
And making the point that you look really good in the process.
Yeah, I look extremely good. Yes, that is
Derekah,
correct.
you're hot.
I'm very hot.
All right. So with that, let's move on to the reflection. And in this case, we'll do the reflection questions. Each one of you choose and ask a reflection question. A reminder, you can ask another useful offender, or you can pose the question to your own character self and answer it. It's up to you. On page 27 of the playtest document, there are the 6 reflection questions. And of course, the sixth one is, what other question are you more interested in asking? So technically, every question you could think of would be on that list. It's just a cop out for the last one.
So question for this particular, we can just make up questions, right? Or do
Yeah.
we have to choose from this list?
Well, number
you have
6
to
on
choose
the
from the
list
list,
is
yes. You
make
have
up a
to.
question.
Yeah. So you absolutely do need to stick to this, I'm afraid.
Okay.
So, I have a question. How you feeling, buddy? I say to Char.
And Chad, by the way, did you pick up on that we were like saying that
Yeah,
you can ask whatever?
Yes,
Because
you were
one
razzing
of the
me.
questions is that he
Make
ask
up
every
something.
question you want. So, okay.
I was looking at just the friendship questions under my character, so I was just looking at the wrong place.
All right, fair enough. We'll go ahead and answer Sarah's question then. We'll figure out some way to pass the buck.
Yeah, I feel angry and violated, and I smell like burger.
Worst of all.
And I thought I was going easy on those hooligans by giving them a small electric shock when they were already pushing me down and pushing my face on the table. But then things got worse. So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty angry right now. I will take this chance to do a little. Oh wait, no, that's it. That's it. This is the.
Nope, everyone
only one,
does.
right? Oh, it's the reflection questions.
Yep.
Right, that's right. Let's see where. Oh yeah, there we go. So this one is to Derekah. What was your character's name?
Truce.
Truce. Truce. Yeah, I've never seen you act like that before. What? I hope you did. Did you start using your looks like that because you were trying to help me? Because I think I might feel really bad about that.
I mean, it already lumped me in with all of you guys in the whole rich kid thing, and I don't actually have rich kid vibes, but I do look great, and that's what I had to give. It was that or punch them, and you shocking them did not seem to make the situation better, so I went the other way.
All right, this
but
isn't
like,
a
was
dialogue,
I wrong
right?
though?
Right? We're not. It's not dialogue, right? It's just a.
Yep. So who's got another question? Gonna keep it rolling, Derekah?
Yeah. I think I will ask Jace. Jace, how do you feel about like your dad being a lawjack and the students seeing you as then a traitor, as a traitor?
That could take a minute. Okay, here we go. So, I understand their anger. Part of me is angry at my dad as well for other reasons. And so, I feel like this kind of, one, vindicates the feeling that I'm having towards Lawjacks. But two, and the question was, how do I feel about the Lawjacks?
Well, no, it was like, how do you feel that because your dad's a lawjack, the other kids see you as like a traitor?
Okay, so it's infuriating because I helped them with all y'all, but I helped them get food and get the school back in order. I am talking to our janitor. I am not calling him our principal. I am talking to our janitor how to maybe things to help run the school, and I am pissed off because I am just helping. And part of me is like, This is why we need law jacks because of people who just want to up and whoop on some other people just because they don't like what they are in life. You and blame their anger towards somebody else that did not do anything. In fact, they also helped them. And you're muted.
I was just saying that, like, you're like, and I'm gonna tell my dad.
I'm gonna tell my dad.
I think
Wait
the
till
only
my father hears about this.
I think the only one we haven't heard a reflection question from so far is Goldenboy. Got a little dunked on there. You have a question about it?
No, I have a question to Panda because I really want to know, like, almost the question I got. You seen Char and everybody else do all these things, and you're kind of was in the background. Uh, what do you take from this whole ordeal, um, value wise or belief wise?
Um, I think the values haven't changed, but definitely being kind of a risk taker, like there are consequences for some of the like hacking that I've done. And you guys have gotten punished for that, which is kind of why I didn't stand up for a while. And when I did, um, like I look like I'm 9, so it's physical isn't going to get me anywhere. So getting up on the table and trying to get everyone to shut up and stop, like that was the next best thing. But again, I had to rely on hacking to do it. So like I'm starting to wonder, is this all that I am? Um, it used to be something that was really cool, but now it may be something that like I'm getting addicted to or getting in too deep into.
All right, let's move on to scene 2 with go ahead and start up with a friendship question. Derekah, I believe, was the first one to ask one.
Yeah.
I want to ask one.
Go for it. Be asking.
I'm going to ask Goldenboy. Do you think that one of those kids that beat me up was that kid that we used to bully a few years ago? And if so, what was that kid's name?
Muted, perhaps, or just thinking?
I'm thinking that's a good question.
A good friendship question puts you on the spot. So.
I want to say, yeah, we bullied that kid.
Keep in mind, you can also answer it a way that maybe doesn't accept some of that responsibility. You're like, what do you mean? You bullied that kid, and it was so and so. I don't know. You could do that if you want to. That's on there. I think. What was the one about? I think was posed to Derekah last time. Like, why do you trust my judgment? The answer to that question could have been like, you just think I trust your judgment because you think everybody follows your lead. I don't trust your judgment one bit. You can totally answer in those
like
ways
that.
as well if you want.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think for Jace probably took his he wants to help people, but probably took it too far. Like he would say some stuff like, "Look, if you just you just read what is on the paper, this will help you." Or which the kid might interpret it as, "Oh, you think I haven't looked on this before?" Or I say something like I kind of did with Panda, where I would help them do sports things or try to drive them to go and do something different. It could be it would have been uh took um as something that was really hard, and they were trying, and I was just adding on to the negativity it already have. So to me, I see that I did that and maybe growing a little bit. I try not to do it, even though I still do have those tendencies. And the kid was named um Elias.
Elias.
Uh-huh.
There you go.
Yeah. That's what my answer would be.
All right. So going into the story for scene two, the purpose of this scene is to build some tension and pressure, and from that to define a clear episode question that will steer the rest of the conflict for the episode. We're setting the scene. The YOs have been feeling the heat from the authority, and things are starting to get worse. When you set the scene, make it uneasy. Put your youthful offenders in a tough spot. Remember the interrogation by the principal in the first episode? It put you in a bad situation right from the beginning. Do that now and move into free play ASAP. So, for free play, what's the, rather for setting the scene, where are you going to be? Is it the same day? Is it the same place? Is it picking up a different location at another time? Minutes, hours, days later? Up
I
to
would
you.
I would kind of like maybe after school taking these sandwiches to taking these big sandwiches to like what is forming up to be the tent city by those that have been demonetized, and like
Oh, that's a
handing out like and trying to kind of organize and stuff like that. That's where I would like to go.
That sounds like a
love
good
that.
thing. So you're all at the
Yeah.
tent city area, or some of you actually maybe live now, or others might be volunteering or bringing something down or just checking on it. So you're all together there. Um, go ahead and describe what you're doing and saying.
Well, obviously, um, I'm not eating the big sandwiches that I got, so I pulled them out of my purse, and maybe there's like a table or something like that where you drop it off, and so I'll drop it off at the table. And despite how irritated and sandwich smelly I am about all of this, and despite that I really don't like dirtiness and I like cleanliness and I appreciate finer things, Char is really quite sympathetic to how difficult life is. So they're trying their best to not be sort of like grossed out when people like shake their hand or something like that. Like just puts on their best mask and tries to behave and be nice.
Unfortunately, no one's lining up to shake your hand.
Good.
Sort of put the food on the table and sort of expect like like something, thank you, oh thank you sir, or something like that. And nobody notices. How does that feel?
Fair enough.
I think that. Oh, go ahead.
No, you first, please.
Char's okay with that. Yeah.
I'm thinking that Jace is going through the motions of helping. Like he is definitely giving burgers and sandwiches to everybody, some fries, and but in his mind, maybe because he's got glasses nobody can see, he is trying to figure out a puzzle about this whole thing about how can I help them, and more like how can I fight back? Like how could I give money, or what resources could I use upon to help get people not um like help people here? Maybe like a better money more spent here and more spent at the foster homes, and maybe get like a food stamp situation happening back in here or something like that to help people get back on their toes, maybe a job thing. He is thinking of all these different ways to try to help people, but he's not really here helping people because he's dazed. So he's trying to think of helping people, but in doing so, he's not really helping people right now.
Uh, Panda is some of those that were demonetized were the Breacher Collective people that helped us. So I'm kind of catching up with them a little bit, bringing them over a sandwich, and like starting to ask, like, how do we get organized? What support do we need? You know, we've got Big Sandwich supplying food, but is there anyone growing anything? Where are we getting water from? Should we like set up kind of jobs so that we can all be helping each other and stuff like that? But then also, like, brainstorming, how do we reach everyone here and everyone that needs help too, and start to organize and thinking about what happened this morning, like direct the rage and the devastation at the right people. So
one of the main challenges you're facing is that a lot of these people are meta blocked, including yourself probably. So, like, your official access to the social media platform that everyone uses is pretty well isolated, and that's you don't really have that sort of a built-in way of keeping in touch with lots of people easily.
Well, you know, what's that old thing they used? Email. Maybe we could try that and see if we could. Derekah, stop hurting so physically at what I'm saying.
It's good. It's very good.
Maybe
all right,
we
so
could
you
try
start
that.
working up a system that utilizes email and encryption to like get people in touch and whatnot. Yeah, that's what I guess what a lot of them are putting their efforts in, so they can help you organize the other stuff. But when you start talking like food and water, they're like, you mean like simulated?
Yeah, maybe we even, since the tent city's getting kind of sprawling, maybe we even go to pen and paper and like deliver letters to each other, because like the authority will never see that coming.
Pen and paper. How are they communicating? What? They haven't been talking. They've not said anything for years.
All right, so yeah, you've all, I guess, no, actually, I haven't heard from Truce yet. What's Truce up to in this scene?
I think Truce is trying to figure out how to, like, if there's a solution to all of these problems, and maybe that solution is she needs to somehow, despite being demonetized, go viral. She thinks she's pretty enough for it. She just needs to figure out what the thing is she needs to do for it to work. And then maybe at the end of the week she won't have to move. And bonus, she'll be famous, which she doesn't super care about, but she doesn't like not care about it. So yeah.
All right, so yeah, you're thinking your thoughts, planning for the future, or trying to figure out how you get out of this situation, and also to doing your different things and hanging out in this in city area, and that's when you notice the commotion. There's some sort of loud engine noises as some vehicles are pulling up on one side and then looking around the other, and then you hear these this echoey voice is really difficult to understand at first, but you can pick out the words unlawful gathering and this is a public park, not a campsite, and then also under the authority of Kingu Corp. It seems like there's some like personnel rolling in to kick the people out of this place. Where are they going to go then? I'm going to have the authority's objective be to destroy the tent city so that people aren't allowed to even live there. It's really an eyesore in a place for subversives to do their thing, not a legitimate thing. So that's my objective.
In Tent City, the demonetized destroy you, authority.
Oh, so you want the authority to be afraid.
Destroy the authority.
So, yeah, the authority essentially has no jurisdiction that they can hope to enforce without fear of violent reprisal or at least loss of profits.
Yep, that's what I said.
All right. Does that sound like a good? All right. Any alternate suggestions or modifications to that hope? Or does that sound good to everybody?
So, if I hear you correctly, you said to sort of boot them back out because they don't have any authority there. Is that more or less what you said?
Yeah.
Or make it not worth the fight to mess with them. Like it's too costly.
Yeah, like you did with the school.
Well,
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I think also like
Have it be a safe place.
rallying the occupants of the tent city to like fight for what's the right to exist.
Okay.
Ah, I hear you. Flash mob part 2. This time it's definitely gonna work.
Yeah, so the demonetized take a little bit more ownership of their struggle.
Stop doing flash mobs. Fine, I'll stop doing flash mobs. Here's a flash mob.
All right. So it looks like as you're looking, the voices are calling over the megaphone. There's something familiar about that voice, and as you see one of the other APCs roll up, the actual person speaking to the megaphone must be piping through the other speakers, wearing this Kingu Corp, almost looks like a military-style uniform, but it's a Kingu Corp security, and you can see the proud, smug face of the former high school principal who's leading these Kingu Corp private security mercenary forces in here to disperse the tent city. I will start by claiming the number 3. Also, special rules. I should get to. Round robin, violence is ugly, still in play. Stand together, still in play. We haven't used that yet. But now the resistance token comes into play. At the start of the struggle, whichever side lost the previous struggle gains the resistance token. That's me. The YOs, if they have it, can use the resistance token to re-roll the dice. Then it goes to the authority. The authority may use the resistance token to force the YOs to re-roll the dice. Then the token goes back to you. At the end of the struggle, the resistance token goes to whichever side lost the struggle. It represents not just the sort of back and forth resistance, but this sort of sense of desperation and pushing farther if you feel like you're on the losing side of things. So let's see. The authority has the resistance token, has claimed the number 3, and I'm going to shut down your crappy little tent city, leaving these people nowhere to live but the gutters and the sewers where they belong.
Does anybody remember the name of this principal? Because I can only remember one
Strickland.
principal's name. Okay, thank you.
Jordan R. Strickland.
Jordan, that's right.
Yeah. Since you didn't remove him as the authority figure, I figured Strickland's revenge was a good direction to go here. So, anybody going to stand up, or are you going to let him roll all over you?
I'm going to stand up.
All right. Oh, 11.
So,
A polar opposite on the chart.
I'm going to use cool. Well, I'm going to do it in a different way. So, I'm going to use cool. I am going to probably find or rip a part of my shirt and use it as like a mask because I don't need my dad to know I'm here. Because I may be doing something that my dad will be pissed off of me doing. That's my cool.
I'm
I
sorry.
pull it off.
I just imagined you like hulking out of your shirt and then hiding your face.
Yeah, that's what I did. All of my muscles were all out. And I am about to go ham. Let these people know who I am. Like...
All right, so a bunch of people around you go like, oh, look at that dude. He's getting ready to throw down. Yeah, hey, who's that? I don't even know, but he looks cool.
10,335, everyone.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Thank you. 184 backers.
That's amazing. Wow, we're just crushing it.
Can we make it? I posted in the chat. Can we make it to 11,000 while we're on stream or 200 backers? That would be amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
All 13 of you back 1.25 more times. You get there. Create different email addresses.
Just to make us feel better about ourselves.
Right.
So in taking the hit, let's see. With following Jason's example, a bunch of people seem like they're getting ready to they're grabbing something, they're putting a mask on, they're picking up things to throw, they're kind of stepping up in line. Everyone seems to be kind of getting ready, right? It's not like they're getting ready to run or they're as terrified or nervous as before. It seems like they're following Jason's lead and they're getting ready to face what's about to come. And then they see all these AP big old military-looking vehicles. The ramp drops out the back, the sides open up, and these black armored soldiers carrying these oversized, high-tech-looking gun things just start pouring out. And in moments, it seems like the entire tent city is just surrounded by what must be 100 or more of these heavily armed and armored Kingery Corp mercenaries who all seem very eager to do bodily harm to the people of this tent city. I would claim the number 10.
I stand up.
All right. Make sure to beat everyone else to it. Roll the dice. Three.
No!
Oh, I'm so pleased that you stood up.
I am standing up with her.
Okay,
we're using
together.
it. No, we're not doing this today.
Thank
No.
you.
Okay, so first
Yes.
off, Sarah, you
It's the
described
only
the
one we
conviction.
get the whole episode.
Do you want to see a whole town get turned up?
No, I'm just reiterating for everyone that is
Right.
what the rule is.
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm calling. Unless nobody else want to do it. Somebody wanted to, but
No,
I,
you stood up. You were the
Yes.
only one who could actually, because in order to do this, you have to have
You
a
had
token
to
on
have
the board.
already stood up, yeah.
yes. So yes, I am doing it. Darn.
Yep.
All right, so
So Sarah, you first describe how you tried to use your conviction, and it's just not enough, and things are maybe starting to turn against you, and then Goldenboy gets to step in and be the goddamn hero.
yeah, so what I was gonna do is as soon as you said they have like all this high tech smart weaponry and stuff, I'm like, oh, I've played Shadowrun, so I immediately pull up my breacher screen in front of me, and I start moving things around and start hacking their weaponry to make sure that people aren't going to get hurt and take away their scary threats. But apparently I'm a little too slow or something like that, and I need Jace's assistance to pull it off.
All right, and then Jace, how are you using a conviction? Probably cool, because it's the one you used before, to help Panda pull off what Panda's trying to do, or at least not utterly fail.
I am going to.
And then you may claim, and then Panda, after that's done, Panda, you may claim any unclaimed number on the board.
I am going to say the panda in my mask. Try to get the vehicles. I can handle the soldiers.
I just minimized guns and maximized vehicles as I
Okay.
spoke.
Apparently, there's a lot higher security protocols on their guns than there are on the vehicles. So they're able to do some hacking there, and we keep this rolling. Which number are you going to claim?
Don't I have to claim the 3 or?
No, you can claim any number on the board.
Oh, 7.
That's not unclaimed. You can't claim 3. All right. All right. So yeah, that works. Some of the vans start like kind of shutting down, or like the ramps start opening up and closing, and some of the soldiers are kind of scrambling around them a bit. Unfortunately, most of them are already out and moving about, so they just sort of start stepping forward, and as they reach the first person, this sort of wiry, kind of older, elderly man who is sort of standing in front defiantly, just right in their path, not holding a weapon, just right in their path. He sort of steps up and just whack checks him across the face with the butt of his big gun, and then knocks him down with the elbow when he doesn't fall down immediately, leaving him crumpled on the ground. And at that, it seems like most of the crowd is starting to be a bit more likely to back off in the face of these advancing people. Someone helps the old man, but they're all getting pushed back and pressed in toward the center of this. I will claim the number 8.
I'll stand up.
Thank you, Jace.
Great. Roll the dice. 9. Ooh.
And I am going to use I don't want to do that again. I bribed somebody off last time. I will just use it's so easy to use magic. I don't want to use magic for every time. I'll use overconfident, and I'll just stomp right into sort of the midst of where what's his name? The principal guy, the old principal.
Strickland.
And I'll throw my hand up and I'll say, like, do you know who I am? My parents are powerful, and if you don't get you and your garbage friends back out of here, I'm gonna have them check into your what would I say? I'm gonna have them look into your permits to be here, and you're if you think that being a janitor is as low as you can go, you are mistaken, my friend. And I'll like wave my hand like super obnoxious.
All right. So yeah,
we just
people...
like to say we support our janitors. We love what you do, and thank you so much.
We made our favorite custodian the principal. What higher honor is there?
Right? But you have to be faithful in the small things before you get to be principal.
You didn't earn it.
So yeah, the people around you are rallying. They're shaking their fists. They don't seem as scared anymore. They're standing up, and you even see in a couple places the Kingery mercs actually take a step back as if they're uncertain. And then Strickland speaks up into the megaphone and says, "You fool! Your parents might be rich, but no one is richer than Kingery. You think you might be powerful, but no one has more power than Kingery. Security, a demonstration of our force." And the guards raise their guns, and about half of them open fire, and these beams shoot out, and people start screaming and falling to the ground, writhing and twitching horribly.
Oh no.
I will claim the number 12.
As
you look down, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
I was just going to say I was going to stand up.
I was going to narrate more, but I should just...
No, I want to hear what you have to say.
So with the guns they're firing, they shoot these little, like, balls. It looks like a beam, but it actually, like, when it hits somebody, it springs out and forms this little metal net thing that then discharges electricity and pulses until its batteries go out. So they're like taser net guns.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand. I'm so scared. Alright, I'm gonna click this button and this is gonna roll. It's gonna land on 11. Oh, that's a 6. Okay, not the worst that could have happened.
Wow, we're really having some tense struggles.
I hate it. I'm so anxious right now. Yeah, I think Truce uses tough. Truce has been knocked around before and it doesn't bother her much, and is going to just physically start removing these nets from people, and it's kind of like giving them like that, like, all right, stiff upper lip now, it's fine, it's okay, it'll only hurt for a bit, and it's just kind of like trying to like instill some of that toughness to like some of these people, and it's like, yeah.
That's awesome. You reach down and like Here we go. They're like these flimsy metal nets, right?
Mhm.
Just real flimsy wire. And you just reach down and yoink the things off, and they break. What do you do? It like it jolts through your hands. You're like,
Yeah.
just grit and bear it. Just
Yeah.
rip the thing off in one's, and the person's like, oh, thanks. And then other people can realize it too. Like, and then like, no, you just gotta pull. And then people are figuring it out, and they're yoinking off these taser nets. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Good thinking.
But it doesn't win, and I'm upset. But
Let's see here.
it's fine.
What is the nasty thing I'm gonna have going on in response? So yeah, seeing as that their taser nets aren't doing anymore, the mercs just start they just sort of take this as the moment to just throw down. So they start just stepping in and they're swinging punches, smacking with their rifle butts, still using the taser things when they can here and there, but mostly they're just like, yeah, we don't need this fancy tech to grind you under our boots, and proceed to start doing it. I will claim the number 5. I believe everyone stood up. Oh, go ahead.
So since everybody stood up, I am going to stand up.
Roll the dice.
With my no shirt looking self.
I want to stand up, but I'm too afraid to roll anymore. Like.
I got
There's only a few numbers left.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yay!
There it is.
You know what though? I'm gonna give you the resistance.
No!
Make it re-roll that.
Thank you.
Okay, but we have it though. It's
You rolled a 7 again? That is not fair. That is so unfair.
Shay, you're the hero we all needed.
Okay, fine. Describe the conviction that you're
Well,
using.
yeah, it's so poetic because your dad is a lawjack.
Yeah, so...
And go ahead and describe how you win.
So, I'm using my Yolan training, and I am sinking everybody into the ground. So that means I'm putting like a sand, like how quicksand is. I'm sinking the soldiers and a little bit to their knees, and I'm sinking the principal down to about his neck.
Well, he's up in one of the vehicles, so the vehicle gets swallowed up by the asphalt or something.
Yes, I making goes asphalt, and just right before he can get out, I'm just gonna say, look at him with my cool. 'Cause I use cool. I'm not gonna take my mask off. What am I doing? No, I'm not taking my mask off. This is the whole reason. Either you call them off, or I am burying you 6 feet deep. Do you understand me?
Are you selling out? Because that's scary.
Yeah,
that's scary. It's scary.
Is
it's scary.
Cool or is it
No, this is my gal.
Threatening.
It's slightly threatening.
Got it.
It's slightly threatening. Yes, I'm not. I didn't kill nobody. I put people to knees and just him just sinking down to the ground. I did not, because if I went chaotic, then I was gonna do stuff. But
so yeah, Strickland looks around at the guards that are struggling at the ground, and the people are starting to rally and maybe knocking some of them back, and somebody picked up one of the taser guns and just taser webbed one of the guards, and he just sees it all starting to fall apart, and then calls up with retreat, everyone, pull out, or abort, repeat, abort, get me out of here.
I'll let everybody think back up. Thank you.
And there is much rejoicing. All right. Well, I guess I get the resistance token back, and you have a clean win.
What?
Because it's whoever lost the last scene.
Yep. Wow, this is going great. This is just perfect.
Someone's already cried. It's amazing.
Thematically speaking, from a game design perspective, it feels Misspent Youth. It feels like Misspent Youth at its best.
Good.
I don't know about the rest of you, but
I'm loving every minute of it.
I feel
sad and angry.
I feel like episode 1, everyone's still very polite and trying to get to know each other and not be too mean, and now Cliff's like, fuck y'all.
No kid gloves in this episode.
No kid gloves.
There may not be kid gloves, but are there potty breaks?
That's
I don't know why I said it like that.
There was gonna be until you said that.
I'll use my cool conviction to ask about potty breaks.
Honestly, like around our house, we got 2 kids, and now they're teenagers. We don't normally even use that terminology, but we'll still.
I have to go
Occasionally,
potty.
Courtney and I will to each other refer to going to the bathroom as just gotta run to the potty.
Yep.
I got to use it today in the hair salon. Où est la toilette?
Nice.
I'm so proud of you.
I'm so proud.
Of me too.
You're a real Canadian now.
I am.
So are you saying if you don't have a break right now, you're in a lot of trouble?
We're gonna go on a break.
Get it?
Before.
You're in a lot of trouble?
Oh, shut
I'm
up.
gonna rage quit.
I didn't catch that.
You guys.
Bravo.
I totally caught it. I just
Bravo.
trying to let
I
it sail over our
thought
heads.
we were gonna skate past it, and no one was gonna.
Same wavelength.
I thought it was
wasn't.
fine.
When we come back,
Well, I
Opti
knew
may
you
or
guys
may
better
not
than
be
that.
here. But everyone enjoy a break, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
All right, back to 10.
And we're back, everyone. Hi, welcome to the chat, Shinobi. Good to see you. And we've got some exciting news. During the break, we went up to $10,370 and 185 backers. So thank you so much. If you haven't backed yet, you should. This game is fun and amazing and makes Derekah live in her fifis, and Shay too. So I think Derekah's more angry and scared, and Shay is more sad and got his ass kicked. But it's wonderful. You should keep backing us, keep supporting. We love you. Thank you. Hurt us some more, Mr. J.
All right, so we just ended with, I don't know what you mean hurt you. I mean, you're the one winning all the time. I mean, even when you do win, you get to
No,
start
it's
out
so
winning
costly that it feels like we lose.
anyway.
Hurt's so good.
So,
good.
yeah, you actually won the last struggle fair and square, sort of. I used my special rule, the resistance token. You used your special rule, the standing together. It was, I think it played out pretty nicely, but it's, before we move on to scene 3, though, we need to do the reflection on scene 2. And instead of using reflection questions, we introduce the episode questions. So we together will come up with the big question that will be answered by the end of the episode, which will be useful sorts of inspiration for ideas. So later, if you ever have trouble thinking of what to say or do, think about the episode question. So again, this episode question would be like, what is this episode about, in the sense of, will this happen or will that happen? Will Kingery Corp design a new cybernetic hunter dog that will chase down the demonetized? Or will the youthful offenders teach them to be good dogs? That would be an example of a good episode question that does not fit the context of this adventure.
I'm terrified of that episode.
That was just
Maybe
off
later.
the top of your head.
That
and
was
I hate
just off
it.
the top of my head. Well, good news. It's up to y'all to come up with the ideas for this, not necessarily me. So
How about on a happier note? Like, will the community rally together to expose the injustice of demonetization and Kingery Corp?
I even go so far as, can the community just take care of themselves and not need Kingery Corp?
does the community need Kingery Corp?
I like that one.
It was around before Kingery Corp moved in, struggling, but it was there. Maybe.
So, yeah, the question is, does the community have self-reliance so they can exist without Kingery Corp? And if so, will they find it? Something like that.
I like it.
I think it's okay leaving it relatively vague as well. We all understand what we're asking, I think.
Mhm.
Any other suggestions or additions or clarifications?
Will Truce get to stay with her foster family?
That's
so
a
real.
good one.
That's a personal question.
That's real.
Okay, let's kind of hold that up there too as a possible. I mean, there's no reason we can't have two. I mean, one of them is going to be
Just
the
a
big question.
sub.
but-
Just like
Yeah,
a
there's
sub.
no reason why
I feel like this is the Rocky and Bullwinkle, like, will the bad guys come back to fight another day? Will Rocky ever get to eat anything besides Big Sandwich again?
Yes, exactly, but without the sort of tongue-in-cheekness about it. But yes. So, moving on to scene 3, who's got a friendship question? I believe so far Char and Panda have asked one. There's no round-robin rule on this, but yeah, if Panda wants to jump in and do the thing, that's...
Hey, Jace. What is our favorite book series we nerd out together over?
Please say Twilight. I don't know why. I just think that's funny. I think that would be very cute. Sorry, I'm going to let you talk now.
I don't remember anybody asking you, though.
Sit down.
Authority is
accurate.
So, can this
rightfully
be
chastised.
a real life thing, or do I have to make up the book?
You can make it up.
I was asking because I got a real life thing that I could say.
You could.
Whatever you want. You're the one who...
Percy Jackson, the whole Percy Jackson series.
Yay!
There it is.
All right.
Wow. I wonder how the Percy Jackson series... Yeah, but it's all Babylonian instead of...
exactly.
Instead of Greek.
Amazing.
So.
How did anybody exist without the Matrix? That's what just gets me. Awesome. Thank you.
Great. Yes.
Scene 3.
All right, moving into scene 3. This is the scene where is the scene. Pardon me. The narrative purpose of this scene is we're winning. This is the scene where the YOs get to hit back hard and feel like they're winning. The featured exploit for the episode, the Breacher Collective, should likely come into play, but how you fight back is up to you. So when you set the scene, you're either in the middle of doing something awesome to fight back against the authority, or just about to get to do it, or maybe you're in a planning session. Don't dwell too much on the details, though. Let's just set the scene and get right into free play ASAP. So, where are you, and what are you doing to fight back directly against the authority? Probably using the Breacher Collective, but not necessarily. Maybe you've got some Yojin people who you're teaching in the park now, or... Never mind, I don't need to give you ideas.
I have an idea, but I'm waiting for everybody else.
I have a really bad idea.
I want to go viral. That is my goal.
That could go along with my plan.
Yeah, I was just like, whatever it is, like...
So, the thing is, we've been eating a lot of Big Sandwich, and here in Tent City, we don't have access to good facilities. So, what if we jam up Kingu Corp's toilet systems with Big Sandwich deposits?
Oh my gosh.
So you want to get viral, huh? Is that what you want to do, get viral?
Nobody goes with my 12-year-old poop humor.
I hate
Let's
it.
maybe not grab just like episodes, like plots right out of South Park.
Is that a South Park episode?
Everything's a South
so,
Park
That's
episode.
fair. Everything is a South Park episode. That's fair.
It's South Park or it's The Simpsons.
I forget what television thing that they were protesting, but yes, they eventually stopped because of all the protesters sticking things up with the porta potties outside.
Wow.
So yeah,
Fine.
viral.
Okay, so our goal
Mm-hmm.
is to help the people realize they can be self-reliant without Kingu Core.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
And
So how are we
Taylor
gonna
wants
do
to make
that?
sure it involves poop.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not gonna do that.
I
you're not.
have a 2-part plan.
We need Ava for that. What?
I have a 2-part plan.
Okay.
One part has to do with Jason, how he feels after doing what he did. One part has to do with your thing. I think we can, because I think only phone that works is Jace's, because again, his dad. So I can help you become trendy because my phone works.
So I'm already trendy. I need you to help more people know that I'm trendy.
Right. I need you to get to trending.
Yeah.
You're trendy. I need you to go
Yeah.
trendy. ING.
Yeah, exactly. Same page. Yes.
Yeah, same page. And then the Jace thing, he wants. Well, the Jace thing he wants to do.
All right. Before we go too much into the planning, again,
Okay.
we're setting the scene, and then we do free play. So picture where you are and what you're doing. Are you planning this somewhere?
I think we might be at. I might have invited everyone over to my foster parents' house because I'm still packing. I think there's like a deadline, and Cliff, you can tell me what it is, but I feel like it's like at the end because I imagine the foster family like gets paid and stuff maybe like by the month, so probably the end of the month I'm like I have to leave because of the demonetization. So I think I'm just like packing, and I've invited them all over to come help me pack and figure out how we can make it how we can do the thing that we're trying to do.
All right, yes, you've been discussing this stuff while helping Bruce pack up our things. The exact amount of time as far as game purposes goes will be the end of the episode, so we'll find that out with however things go. But yeah, you're helping Truce pack things up. Actually had a pretty nice room here. Nice closet.
I had a really cool comforter. It was my favorite part. Gray and turquoise, and it was beautiful. That doesn't get packed up because it's not mine.
Oh.
All right. So you're having this moment together, but also, again, the scene is about how you're striking back, using the resources you have. So
yeah, I think
so sort of share that moment in that scene, but also steer it towards doing something.
Yeah. I think Truce says, you know, if we didn't depend on Kingery Corp, then demonetization wouldn't even mean anything. Like, how did we even get here in the first place?
Well, a series of greed and misplacement of government officials, plus the overwhelming to us of losing tech and needing to go on social media to be able to do things, as well as the ongoing greed of corporations just in general. We live in a big capitalist system, and really
Jace, that's not what I meant.
Well, actually, here's 15 articles I can send you on like the real problematic pieces of
Char, please help me out
bureaucracy and capitalism, and also Kingery Corp, how they're actually hurting themselves because if nobody has money, they can't spend the money.
It is my room, and I'm leaving now.
No, come back. We're thinking this out. Panda, I hear what you're saying, and I appreciate your input.
No, you don't get to appreciate your input to Panda after you did the same thing, basically.
What did I do?
Nothing.
Char,
you're quiet.
So, what if we start like we organize a union?
Say more words.
Like a bunch of people that don't like working for Kingery Corp anyway. Or maybe they do, but they just want more control of their life. Maybe they don't like the demonetization that happens. If we got everybody or a large number of people, even a small minority, but a sizable one, then that would hurt the bottom line of Kingery if they didn't have access to everybody in our town doing cheap labor. So if even like a 15% of the workforce just stopped working, that would really, really hinder their ability to keep working here. So if we started like sort of fomenting the idea of a union, and they all demanded higher wages, then that would either force Kingery Corp to maybe dismantle demonetization as a thing because we can bargain for that, or maybe it just be not profitable for them to work here anymore anyway, and they would have to leave all their cool upgrades and then just leave and go to a different town. That's the idea anyway. It's not going to happen like that overnight, but it feels like if we could start that grassroots movement, maybe that's where we should be putting our effort.
I like that idea, and something else that could go along with that is Truce. Your Insta brand has been blowing up with all your posts lately that you've been doing of your face makeup. So maybe that's something that we could do and utilize too to maybe get the word out and make Kingu Corp look bad, because nobody's going to want them in their town if they know that the risk is getting demonetized and that they own everything. So we could start to make their public face look bad, and you could be the face of that.
Oh yeah, my face is really good at making everyone else's face looks bad. So yeah.
Well, actually, it's the algorithms that really kind of like boost you and get you where you.
Jace, you were saying.
So to do that, you can't use no more Pyro Corp makeup, right?
Kingu Corp makeup?
Kingu Corp makeup, right?
Yeah, I knew that. I fully factored that in.
Just order
So
from.
it sounds to me like maybe you're planning on starting some sort of grassroots thing with the basis of it, or the starting foundation of it being Truce's makeup tips, using various alternatives to the popular Kingu Corp subsidiaries.
I love it.
Shall we move
It's
towards
gonna
a
be
struggle to
dollar
get that
store
going?
chic.
Let's move toward a struggle.
All right. I'm going to start the struggle. Well, let's say special rules. Let's see. Round robin, violence is ugly. Those are all there. Stand together has been used, no longer available. Resistance token is mine. Works how it works.
Rude.
And I start out by claiming the number 4. And let's see. My thing that I will do will be, you've got Insta whatever's fine, but the biggest, best media platform that everyone looks at for their beauty advice, of course, is on Metabook. So, and you're banned from that. So, how do you think you're going to get very far without having access to Metabook? I claim the number 4.
I'll stand up.
I'm gonna stand up.
I didn't catch who did it first, so.
After you.
Okay. Thank you, because I'm less fearful when it's this early in the round.
I know, that was my thought. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but I don't want to roll when it's full.
You actually can't lose this roll, because I made up a rule for that, because it just sucks when it ends on the first dice roll.
7.
7. Oh, okay.
So I'm going to message my friends at the Breacher Collective and start working on putting in ads to Metabook that refer to the other social platform. And because Truce's branding is so good, her face and her energy is all that is going to it's just clickbait. Like, people are going to want to click on it. So we'll at least get the word out to get it started.
All right, yeah. So Metabook's shutting down these posts almost as quickly as they're going up, but the Breacher Collective is persistent and knows some tricks and has all these different ghost accounts and ways of setting things up where it gets out enough where people are curious and they click through and people will start talking about it and asking about it, and sometimes their posts get taken down and they're losing meta points, and it's going a bit haywire with some of the automated moderation enforcement systems that are trying to keep the Kingu Corp line the dominant one on Metabook. And with that, they just start handing out all these punishments to people, just cascading. Tons and tons of people are losing meta points left and right.
So much for free speech.
It's not a thing in Neo Babylon, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Where they got that at? Alright, I'll stand up.
So I claim the number 8, and yeah, you may stand up.
I have an idea, but I'm scared now. I don't know why. Okay, here we go.
Because you can fail now. But a 6, you're just lucky I claimed the 8 instead of the 6 on my turn.
Truce is gonna use her medical skills to do her makeup in a way that makes it look like she's having an allergic reaction. And then is gonna do that with everybody else in the room, so that we can make a series of videos of like, Kingery Corp makeup, so great. But then actually, when they watch the videos, it's like, I've had a horrible allergic reaction. Which, that would have been cool if I landed on the winning thing, because I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yes, brilliant idea, but it only takes you so far.
Yeah.
It seems to be working, though. A lot of people are, oh, no, I'm not going to buy it. Check out this thing for alternatives. And, like, you're getting a lot of traction online, even without a direct metabook presence. And the underground grassroots effort is working. Some people are getting frustrated with metabook because of the almost random arbitrary voice deductions. Nobody knows why they're getting in trouble. It's just because they're talking about these makeup videos, and then the makeup videos are bad, and the makeup, the King Corp, the videos make the King Corp makeup brands look really bad. And, however, there are a bunch of series of debunking videos put out shortly thereafter, very official looking, well produced, and just all over Metabook. They have, they own that platform, so they wield that power to try to sway public opinion back, and they actually claim that those results were caused by different uses and tampering with the product, and are just part of a smear campaign, and that if you follow whatever Vane Trudy's YouTube channel is, or whatever, Instacart or whatever.
Instacart.
Instacart, that's not right. If you follow Truce's tips on social media, you're going to end up just horribly deformed. You should stick to proper Kingery Corp, non-expired Kingery Corp products in order to ensure good looks and no bad reactions. In the number 5.
I really hope right now, by the way, you guys can hear my dog snoring in the background.
Their argument is relatively boring and transparent to those in the know, but
meant to say I'm standing up and I accidentally clicked the button. I can re-roll if you want me to.
Yes, I do want you to. I'm going to use the resistance token to force you to re-roll the dice. And it is now your.
And here's another
token.
7, because you did it before. Oh my god! Every episode!
I'm not being mean enough.
Into existence.
Man, yeah, that's 4 7s in a row.
Let's go! Remember last time when Sarah was rolling and I was like, roll an 11. It's an 11, and then she did roll an 11, and now you rolled another 7 in a row.
So
we've
learned the secret of Roll20.
All right, so that's 2 wins for you and a no count for the first one. So you're definitely set up to win this one, the episode. Even if I win the next 2, it'll be a tie in your favor. So
woo!
That puts you in a good place. Go ahead, Goldenboy. What you doing and how are you winning with it?
Okay, I'm gonna need to put my thing off of not. I need to give me a second. I need to not do push talk because I need my hands. All right, even though they're not gonna see it, but I'll make it work. People. I'm using cool, by the way. People. Please don't let them treat us like tools. You see this on my face? I don't even use makeup. But you see how the makeup messed me up already? It hurts. It's real bad. You should look at Truce and her tutorial makeups, because they are cool.
I like Shay pretending to be cool, thinking he knows what cool looks like.
It just looks like Shay doing his intros.
Somebody who's never seen cool trying to pretend to be cool.
It's the LaCroix version of cool.
What?
Hashtag
When
not sponsored.
you order cool off Wish.com.
I would like to sell out to Trendy.
Oh, that's so good.
No, you'll have to wait for that because you won this one fair.
I know.
So,
Oh, goodness.
all right, going to the reflection, we're gonna hit the reflection questions going around. I think maybe Jason, since you're the one who just won this, if you want to start things off with the first one.
I can. Give me a sec.
It's the same ones that are on page, the first page we're looking at them, but we're also on page 30. So they're at the top of that.
Quantum page number. We are both at the one earlier and on page 30. You won't know until you read your reflection question.
Okay.
It's just a copy paste. It's figured it would make sense to have the material there again, so you don't have to scroll back or page back through, since it's not a lot of text.
Hey, Truce. With you trending worldwide, 20 plus followers, you can go live now. What you trying to do next?
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead, honestly. I was just like, wonder if I can be famous, and I did that, and now I just hope I'm not one of those kids that peaked in high school. She just sits down and is just kind of staring off into the middle distance.
He's still in high school. He's still peak. More. We can't hear you, Sarah.
You have 2 years more of peaking max. It's it's all over then.
All right. So Derekah, you have a reflection question?
Yeah. I'm trying. I don't know if I want. Panda. How are you navigating that feeling of hacking? Really kicked off this whole process of all the badness that's happening, and yet a lot of our solutions also involves you hacking. Like, what is that tension like?
It's that fighting of, like, am I going too deep or anything? But you'll notice, like, so I kind of answered that from the first scene or second scene. I don't remember anymore. But then, like, now I'm, like, giving ideas more to the Breacher Collective rather than doing it myself. Because I'm still struggling with that, like, I think that way, and so I think the ideas are good, but I'm afraid of not pulling it off and hurting one of you. So I'm, like, less into taking direct action myself now. Oh. I guess, I have a question for Goldenboy. I felt... Nope, just question.
Very good. The restraint.
How has this past scene and the previous ones or whatever affected the way you think of Panda?
Panda. Panda still needs help. with stuff. I think Panda's getting better at what they do, but like how he kind of froze up, not froze up, but kind of was just like rattled when the things happened in like the tent city. Um, I I give you credit, at least what we have talked about before. You have not been greasy, so the nastiness has not been happening. You've been trying to clean up a little bit, and I see you, but there's stains on your jeans still, so we're working on it. Um,
Listen, I
and
just haven't had as much access to greasy food, okay? Like,
I know I get it. I'm giving you a compliment. You're not anymore. You're not just you're good ish. You getting there. But I think that's really how he feels. If Goldenboy still thinks he needs the help, even though how old is Panda?
13, I think. I can't find my window. Hold on. 13 or 14.
Be funnier if it's 14.
Let's all of my having 3 screens. Sometimes I can't find anything. There we go. 14.
Sweet. So as the younger person, I'm still taking you in as under my wing, and yeah, that's how I feel. I feel like you are my younger brother, and I'm trying to help you out.
All right, Char,
Because
what's
he's
your
so
reflection?
cute.
Thanks, Golden Dad.
I can't.
My question is, has anybody not been asked one yet?
You.
All right, I'll ask myself then. What do I want to do next? And the answer is, I want to start pounding the pavement with flyers and have real conversations with people that are not able to be tracked, and also like remind people that there's more than metabook.
Yeah, flyers. Nobody sees the paper coming.
All right, scene 4.
I love that our secret weapon is snail mail.
Hey,
the
that's toppled governments like with paper.
the narrative theme of scene 4 is we're losing. We'll start with a friendship question. Let's see, who has not asked one yet? There's one of you who has not yet at this
Oh,
point.
I haven't asked one.
Go for it.
Panda. How did we first meet?
Truce, hold on. Where? Truce is how old? Truce. 17. Oh, you're an old fart. You were in a... We met in detention. And when you were giving all of your tough attitude to the teacher in charge of the detention, I was sitting there quietly, but I got a kick out of what you were of the sass you were giving, and felt like we might be like-minded in that. So I kind of quietly sat there and then hacked the system at the front of the classroom and kept making the projector screen go down and up and down and up and down and up. And then every time she would turn and look, it would snap up and make the sound, so it was obvious it was happening, but she could never catch it happening. But I also had a book open. So I was just doing a mini AR feed, like, in front of the book, so she couldn't catch me with it. But you were sitting behind me, so you saw it happen, and it would make you giggle, which made me just do it more. And find other things to do, like flicker the lights and make noises on the PA and stuff. And so while we were waiting for our parents to pick us up after detention, we started talking and went from there.
Beautiful. Love it. All right, Cliff. Destroy us, I guess.
All right. Yeah, for the story, here is just when it seems like you're winning, the authority hits back hard. You all set the scene for what the Wilds are up to following your adventure in the previous scene. How are you feeling? What is the mood? Whatever it was, it's about to get worse. Let's go ahead and set the scene, and we'll go into some free play.
I have printed out flyers in my garage because my parents own this old tech thing called a printer copier, and I've been doing flyers, and I've been saying, hey, you guys want to help me pass these out? I think we have a really good chance of getting sympathy among the small folk.
I grab some flyers to help, but I explain in long-winded detail how actually these were called photocopiers, and Xerox was a brand of one of them, and like not all Xeroxes or all Xeroxes.
Oh, it's like the
photocopiers
Kleenex and the facial tissue thing, right?
So I explained that very long-windedly because I know everything. I'm very smart.
I listen to you patiently and then remind you that I didn't actually say Xerox.
Yeah.
So, while appreciated, that was even worse than normal.
Yay! Role play!
Yep.
I'm looking at the printer and trying to figure it out. Like, so it's not digital? It's no, like, you can't just upload? Why? Huh? And people even read, well, we can read still, but I don't know.
But
why
you
would
sit
you?
on that.
No, it's too flimsy. You couldn't sit on it.
You can.
What?
Trust me.
At this time, I'm going to interrupt and say that you're all doing this, like, what, in Char's basement or
garage? I think we said garage, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's the sound of a vehicle pulling up just outside. I imagine the garage door is closed at this point, so you don't see or hear what it is. And just before you're able to turn to investigate what that is, the door opens to the house, and Char's parents step out into the garage rather purposefully and start to move towards you. And Char's mother says, I'm glad you're all here. This is excellent. I was hoping we would be able to get you all together to share in the good news. And Char's father says, yes, we're aware that most of you have been demonetized. Not all, of course. We've also spoken with Jace's father, who will be participating in the same efforts. And with the exception of Jace here, we've agreed to adopt is a strong word, but take parental custodianship of you all. And as your parents and looking out for your futures, we've brought someone here to bring you all to a special weekend getaway where you can perhaps learn some of the things that are most important in life. And as they're speaking, the garage door opens up, and you can see there's a Kingu Corp security personnel transport vehicle, like a paddy wagon, basically. And stepping out of it, looking smug, is Principal Strickland. And as you can see, several uniformed Kingu Corp officers are getting out. They don't have the full riot armor gear they had when they were going to shut down the tent city, but they still look pretty official, and they're wearing these helmets that cover half of their face with a visor, all Judge Dredd style. And it seems like they're about to take you all somewhere where Kingu Corp is going to teach you a lesson. We will begin the struggle now. I will claim the numbers 5 and 9.
I noped out of that, if anybody missed that.
And, oh wait, I have to declare my objective, and you have to declare your hope. My objective is that y'all have to go spend some special quality time with your favorite parental corporation, Kingu Corp, so that you can all get back on track with your lives and stop being so, well, maybe that's a bit much. We'll just leave it at you all get to go to a corporate re-education center together.
We don't need re-education.
I
All
think
right.
the hope
And-
is to not do that.
Okay, but you should have a hope that like
Go.
something,
To go
Something
pass
that's
out flyers instead.
some hope that is better than just not having what I want to have happen.
We end the day passing out flyers instead.
Maybe
That's my hope.
maybe the hope can be we convince Char's parents that this is a terrible idea.
I don't know.
Well, they're authority figures.
Yeah, so they can't
So-
tell me what they can tell me what to do. I would normally be like, "You're not my parents."
How about I have a suggestion?
Yeah.
Okay, feel free to take it or leave it, but it's about some ideas around. What if Truce's foster parents actually do want her to stick around if they can,
Oh.
and they put up a fight, and
Aww.
they end up like
I
adopting
love
Truce
that.
for good?
Oh my
And-
gosh,
We don't have to go to the whatever thing place.
it's too sweet. If we lose, I'll die.
Is that what you want to go with, or should we do something else?
I like it.
I like it. Let's do this.
All right. I feel like I'm steering things too much to the authority. But
No,
bringing up a suggestion.
stand
No,
up.
that was great.
I'll stand up first.
All right, go ahead and stand up, Char. You stand up to your parents. Roll them dice.
6.
All right.
Oh, that's so scary.
Oh, good. That means I'll
And-
get 7 this time.
And I will say, hey, that's great, but we're kind of in the middle of something here. Can't you see that I've already passed out flyers to a couple of people in the neighborhood, and like I think we're making a difference here. So can we maybe put this off until next week? Like I've already been by a couple of our parents' houses, and everybody seems at least willing to listen, except you guys. You suck.
Your father almost seems apologetic and like he's about to say something in your favor. Then your mother gives him a look, and he sort of nods. Yes, you're right. These flyers of yours, this anti-corporate propaganda, is the very root of the problem. Do you realize many people are getting demonetized for these actions? It's only because we, your parents, are so well respected by Kingu Corp that we're able to be in a position to help you at all. Do you want to be living in a tent city with the rest of those mud dwellers? No, not our child. No, and you are all our children. Well, except for you, of course. Your father, at least, has some true responsibility.
I want to stand up.
So I claim the number 7, and Sarah, go ahead.
Okay.
Roll
Whoa. Pause. You gotta let him finish what he's saying first.
I mean, technically, you should. If you hit the buzzer too early on Jeopardy, they probably don't count your response. But it's it's all about standing up quickly. So Sarah, you rolled that 10.
Yeah.
Go ahead and place your thing down.
Okay. There. So, I immediately am going to kind of capture these snips on my devices of conversation of what's happening and send it not only to the Breacher Collective but our parents as well, to like get back up and help, and also expose that they're trying to silence us.
All right. And that just leaves me at 11 to grab. So, yeah, the word's getting out,
Hey.
and Metabook isn't even like noticing or shutting them down. It's kind of chaotic on Metabook right now. So that's where the Breacher Collective is really doing its best work. So anyone, now I'm done. So that's my thing. I claim 11.
Okay, I'll stand up. I will stand. Let's not get 7 this time.
Come on, 7. Lucky number 7.
Come on, 10.
Twice in a
8.
row. 8.
Yeah, I like
Okay,
8.
okay.
Unless you want me to
Okay,
re-roll.
Okay. No, it's fine.
Okay,
You can
okay.
keep that roll.
Cool. I am going to use Trusted. I am really tensed up because I'm about to call my dad. Father, I heard that you think that my friends should be going into a happy, fun place, which we both know where that is. Dad, don't you think my influence has helped these kids make great decisions? They have steered wrong, but with me, they have been doing great. They were able to help those poor people who was getting shot by your cops at the place, and I think they are going to be exemplary citizens of this great place. Don't you agree, Father?
It'd be more convincing if you didn't sound like you were about to snap and like go on a homicidal rampage.
Right. Father response. No. This isn't an actual detention center. It won't reflect poorly on your records, provided you succeeded properly. And no, I don't think you've been steering your friends particularly well, but I don't particularly care about them, and neither should you. It's time for you to start looking out for yourself, not those miscreants. We're all going to end up dead or in a dumpster someday, not you. You've probably set your career back, so you've got a long slog ahead of you, building your reputation back, but you're still a kid, so they won't count that too much against you as long as you keep your nose at the grindstone, follow the rules, and ditch these pathetic, awful punks that have been ruining everyone's lives, not just yours. Just think of all those people that have been demonetized. You think you've been helping those poor people? You're not helping. Help them for real by just getting out of their lives. Focus on what's important. I claim number 4.
Well, that was hurtful. And I gotta stand.
Hey! Oh, well, just wait.
I can make you revolt.
Wait.
No.
Yep.
So yeah, go ahead and roll
won't
that.
because
Yes, I
I'm
totally
so
will.
scared.
This
I
is so
can.
stressful.
Just RD6, 2D6. Okay.
Dagnabbit.
New place.
I'm okay with that.
Oh
I'm
my!
okay with that.
The Jenga tower is still standing.
We have the token now.
We do.
Yep.
I think Truce is gonna use tough and is going to describe some of the less than ideal places she's been since her parents have gotten arrested, and kind of liken the detention center to those places, in the hopes of horrifying Char's parents enough to be like, oh yeah, we don't want our kid there.
Okay, yeah, you do describe that. They do seem very horrified and like they empathize with you, and then And then Char's mom puts her hand out to you and says, "Oh, sweetie, you don't have to worry about any of that. Ingu Corp will take very good care of us and our family. It's going to be so much better. You'll see." And I will claim the number 3.
Scary.
All right. Anybody want to stand up?
Sure. I'm sorry, guys. I'm
You
just
have
gonna
a reroll.
apologize now.
You have a reroll.
Okay,
Oh,
Have a
11.
reroll.
I'm gonna use it.
Yep.
I'm gonna use that reroll.
This is where you roll that 7. Here we go.
Derekah, tell me what to roll.
Big.
The roll an 8.
7. Ah!
Ten.
Well done.
All right, go ahead and describe how this goes down.
She
All
was
right.
Then
like
you
at
get your
10.
hope, and basically part of that, I think, was that someone's parents were going to come to the rescue.
Yeah.
Well, foster parents.
So, Truce's foster parents and my parents get the message, and the Breacher Collective gets the message, and so they link the feed of what's going on directly to Truce's Insta brand, and so it gets out there and damages their reputation, but also says what really horrible thing is going to happen. But just then, Truce's parents pull up, and they're like, "You will not lay a hand on these kids, and they are not going anywhere." And that gives the Breacher Collective also time to disable the van. So, like, there's literally going nowhere. Like, not gonna happen. Yeah. $10,405. Thank you guys so
Woo.
much. You're amazing.
I guess we just
Team,
need to
that's
stream every day, all the time.
Every day, all the time.
See,
And then once the campaign ends, like silence for like 2 years.
Thank you so much.
A month-long streamathon, and then we all die.
Cool.
Wait, what? That escalated. Die?
Yeah, I didn't sign up for that. Hold on. That was it.
We would die thousandaires. So
All right, so it's 3-0 in favor of the youthful offenders. You're going to win this episode, but like still things can happen. For reflection, we're going to go through the reflection questions again. Same basic ones to pick from, which means any question you can think of, really. And then after that, we'll probably take a break before moving into scene 5 and see how things play out at the end here.
Cool. I have a question for myself about, again, hacking and breaching, and like taking a look at what I just did, and like it really wasn't like breaching. Like anyone can record a sound file and send it out. So again, like looking at feeling like I'm getting healthier about my habits, still using the internet, but like not diving so much into like impulsively going illegal every time. So that's my feelings.
Cool.
That's funny. I actually want to do mine next after that. It's perfect. Which is, hey Jace, how are you gonna rebel against your dad? So Jace has this idea that he thinks is logical in his 13-year-old mind of what actually worked against the Lawjacks and what could be a definitive way to have them want to leave. But he also is trying to fight his urge to step out of line because he's not supposed to. So it's like he wants to rebel, he knows how to do it, and he's trying not to. But he's trying to think of all the illegal things he could do to really hurt the people. And so it's really perfect because we just switched, Panda. Literally, we switched, and that's what. Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In future scenes, I'm gonna have to start communicating like you and go, I just have one thing to say.
All I
Right.
wanted was a big sandwich.
All right, so who's next?
I will ask Truce. Did you know that your parents cared about you like that?
No. I mean, I knew my foster parents. My foster parents are like nice people. They treat me really well. The bar's really low on that, but they do treat me really well. It seemed more like because they were nice people and less like because they cared about me, if that makes sense. So this is new to me.
All right, and I guess you're the last one with a reflection question before we move on, Derekah.
Yeah, I think my question is what do you want to do next? And I think I want to protect them. Okay, now how do we keep backlash from happening because of this? Because from every other experience, even when it feels like things worked out our way, something extremely horrible happens next, and I want to protect them from that. So that was
Yes.
the question for Truce, and Truce's answer.
Now, speaking of something horrible happening,
Oh.
it says, then the authority wraps up the scene with a 1 or 2 sentence ending that wraps up what has happened and then hints at what might be to come. So, yeah, you those of you with parents or foster parents sort of exert their parental status over you and prevent you from getting adopted by Char's parents and carted off to a corporate education center. However, Char and the Goldenboy are not so lucky. Their parents are actually quite interested in them getting put on the right path, whether they like it or not. And actual law jacks show up because the van doesn't work. Strickland looking sort of embarrassed and annoyed. But yeah, law jacks show up, including Jace's dad, and essentially take you into custody and drop you off at the um, corporate re-education center, which is actually just sort of outside the border of this neighborhood next to another one, which is but much more economically prosperous and Kingu Corp following part of Neo Babylon. So they're close, they're nearby, they're not really free to go. It's not like a prison though, so there's not like bars and barbed wire and snipers and guard dogs. Well, they can call them to come, but they just don't have them on. It's meant to look like a comfy, cozy place for kids to learn about their the corporation that they belong to.
So I think we know the setting for the last scene where we're going to be breaking them out.
That's a great suggestion. Question is,
like that escalated.
Get a hard stop time for today. We were discussing. What was that? That 4 o'clock, or did we need to wrap up earlier?
3:30.
Oh, 3:30. Okay.
3:30. Yeah, I'm okay with pausing here.
Opti?
If I could leave at 3:30, great. But if I could leave at 3:40, fine.
This will be the fastest jailbreak ever.
Let's jump into let's play with this instead of doing a break. Let's play to the strengths of Misspent Youth here a little bit, and just we'll set the scene and jump right in and make it a struggle. Boom! Just fast track it right there.
Shazam.
So we'll skip the free play. You already set the scene there, Sarah. We're going to even skip the friendship question because we just did a bunch of reflection questions and friendship questions. So we're just going to go right to the action here. So you are you are about to break in and get your friends out of the Kingu Corp Re-Education Center. We'll start right away with the struggle. It is a fancy-looking building. Some nice people outside. You can also see that there are lawjack patrols and actually a station like right across the street nearby, in like a halfway house, sort of a place next door to that. So it's a place where they like put people. They want to keep an eye on them if they go wandering in the neighborhood. So you can definitely see that there's drone surveillance and cameras up and all sorts of stuff. It doesn't look like a prison, but it's not going to be easy to get them out of here. At least not without getting arrested yourselves. So with that, I'm going to claim the number 6 and declare the special rules. Resistance token is gone.
Good.
Doesn't apply to the fifth team. Round robin and violence is ugly are there. Stand together. It's already been used. So the only real new special rule in this is desperate circumstances, which you might remember from last time. This is a desperate battle. You're going to have to put it all on the line if you hope to win. When the authority takes their turn, I can claim 2 numbers unless you just stood up using a sold-out conviction or your disorder. If you use a sold-out conviction or disorder, I only get to claim 1 number. Normally, when you use a sold-out conviction, I get to claim 2 numbers, but that's sort of flipped for this one.
So does that mean like if I use Vane?
That's better for you.
To do it? Got it. Okay.
Normally it's bad, or plays more into the authorities' hands to use that. But if you lean into those things in this, it will help you kick some ass.
Okay.
So
I'm
with
ready.
that, I've claimed the number 6, and
I feel like Sarah's not allowed to go first.
I'm going to say no one can stand up until I'm finished with this sentence, and I'm done talking now.
I'm standing up.
Okay, Sarah gets it. I'm not going to ban.
No one fought her.
Nope.
Anybody else could have raced her to it, but,
I still feel like I won.
All right, roll the dice.
4.
Okay, what you using and how you using it?
All right. I am going to use a combination of my boundless curiosity and pedantic.
Nope. Pick one.
Oh, no! Okay, boundless curiosity. We'll go with the disorder.
All right. Keep in mind, you can only use a conviction once per struggle, so if it comes back around to you, you won't be able to use that one again. As
we head in, because we're visiting a friend, and that's totally allowed. We're the main security people at the front, like watching the cameras and guarding the door. I start asking questions about everything that they do, like, ooh, what's that? How many TVs are there in here? How do you watch them all at the same time? I just start digging in and trying to distract them so the others have an opportunity to get out.
Okay, so yeah, you're doing that. It's distracting them. You're sort of seeing the obvious security there, and we need hope and objective. So your hope is to bust out your friend.
Yes.
My objective is to get the rest of you in jail too.
Oh no! Oh no!
I mean, that tracks.
You're here.
You're sort of watching the obvious security. What you don't see is the well-dressed corporate person who moves up and says, "Oh, yes." Names off Panda's true name, which is
Pedro.
Pedro. Interesting here. I seem to have you on our intake forms, as well as turns over to let's see, who else is here? It's Derekah's character,
Truce.
And Truce, Trudy, and no, that's all of you actually. The other two of you, you too. I have intake forms for you. I'm so glad you decided to join us. And I will claim the number 7.
Get him.
Oh God, I'm gonna stand up.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm gonna stand up. That's me every morning.
And Cliff, use the green one, not a red one.
Don't tell him.
Oh, I know.
I'm a GM. I can't help.
That means I couldn't have picked the 7 too, so that makes sense. All right, I'll pick the 5 then. What am I doing? All right, got me all frazzled.
Helping us.
Sorry, go ahead. Roll
Yep.
a 6. Oh, yay! A 6. That's my number. And there's no re-roll.
Take it.
There's only selling out or taking it.
We're still gonna win. Just take it.
I think ending the episode with y'all going into the detention
Yeah.
center is probably a
Yeah,
good way to
that's
do it.
actually kind of cool.
It's a quick way to wrap it up too. But
Yeah.
it's on you. It's really on you. So
As Derekah knows, I like to play things in my head.
You know that story-wise, taking it is juicier.
It sucks though, because like literally
And
we
you know
just
it's for the story.
we just marched up and we're like, "Hi, how's it going? You're under arrest."
thanks
Is that
for
not the
coming.
most? Is that not the most teenagery thing though?
yeah.
But like,
Confidence.
it's also like the perfect like season ender, right?
Yes.
Like, we're like,
Yes.
like you're like
Absolutely.
Yeah. We have like the whole like re-education camp prison
yeah.
season next time.
The thing is with this game is whoever stands up, it's totally their call
Yeah.
and nobody
Yeah.
else's.
Yep.
So you can try to influence them if you want, but this is up to Shay.
Jay,
This
you know
is
our thoughts,
what-
but it's up to
This
you. Yeah.
is what I think happens in his mind. He sees everybody is trying to break him out. He also sees that's not the answer right now. And so he lets it happen and makes us stay here.
Which conviction did you use? Not that it really matters, but not much. But which conviction wasn't enough? What?
I was going to use trusted.
That makes sense. Yep, totally makes sense. So yeah, you're all taken into custody and processed, and find yourselves Panda, you're like, oh my gosh, I did not realize how badly I calculated this situation. Just go in and distract the guards, and nope, you just caught up, and yeah, there might be some way for your parents or your foster parents to get you out of this, but now they're at a bit of a disadvantage because you're actually in Kingu Corp property. That's where we'll end that. The reflection question. I think we answered the one that was posed by Trudy about her parents. Is will you get to stay with them to some degree? Like, yes, they want you to stay with them, but also now you're
Now I'm
in the
arrested.
detention center. So it's also partly in question, but also partly answered. But so we sort of gave you the family, then took it away for a moment. So that's a good.
I mean, that's been her life forever.
Let's see this. What was the other question? Do the people even need Kingu Corp? I think
Unclear.
it seems like it hasn't been. Well, let's answer it anyway. Let's decide the answer.
No.
Yeah, it seems like no, right? Because so far Kingu Corp has just been hitting people back for stepping out of line, and you've been getting by more or less all right, but in a messy way. As long as you have Big Sandwich, you have some
Yeah.
food.
We still have Big
People have been
Sandwich.
receptive.
When we're here, you're family. Legally
So-
distinct.
Let's tally up the score, which is going to be 3-0 in favor of the youthful offenders. There were 2 scenes that don't count.
It was 3 to
It was
1.
2
No.
to 1.
No, you're right.
3 to 1.
There was one that was sold out, doesn't count. There's one that lost, or was won by the authority, and 3 that were won by the youthful offenders, giving us a clear episode winner. So we get the good ending. You can choose either to destroy a system of control or authority figure, or to gain a new exploit, or you may redeem a conviction that was sold out in a previous episode. That, I will tell you, is kind of a poor deal.
I feel like our hope was to, like, going in was getting rid of demonetization, right?
Yeah, I think that would be
Mhm.
consistent with what you were aiming towards,
Yeah.
but you can change your mind if you want.
But I don't think we reached it.
Yeah.
Like, story-wise.
It doesn't feel like we earned it.
So here was my idea. And the reason why Jace wanted to stay. I kind of wanted to take the exploit lawjack traders.
I do too. That's what I was thinking.
All right.
Alright.
That sounds good story-wise.
We meet
And-
a friend.
And I am going to sell out one of my convictions to test out Cliff's new rule. I'm going to
Okay.
sell out rich and become profligate. And I am going to start bribing people in this re-education facility to join us in our in our union flyer campaign, so that when and
Right.
if they all get out, just like hang in there. I will make sure you get money.
So by selling out, you can essentially you go too far and essentially double down on your victory. So you may choose another system of just a system of control or authority figure to destroy, or you may gain another exploit.
Destroy the principal.
That's what
again.
I was thinking too.
That makes sense to me.
He can't
Char's
do
parents
anything right.
could be destroyed as well because
How would
They
I
might
do
not be-
that from selling out rich from within the re-education place?
You
Yeah, I
pay
guess
everybody
selling
off.
your parents doesn't matter as much, but
Or gaining like a prison gang exploit. How could I? You know what? Oh, okay, that's it. So if I'm gonna sell out rich, I've gotta be rich. So I am going to take all of my parents, all the things I know about my parents' money, and I'm going to somehow release it and screw them, so that they lose control. I make it seem like they're the ones who should be demonetized, not me, so that I will inherit their money or be the person who controls it, making me a real monster with money or something.
sure, something to do with maybe some breaching help with Panda or the Breacher Collective.
Oh yeah.
Different things that have gone down. We're able to work things out. And yeah, you have your parents' riches, and they have been destroyed as an authority figure.
That
So, at the end of this episode, we have remaining.
was really lame. I shouldn't have done that. That feels really crappy. I just
Yeah.
really shit on my parents.
You did. You did.
And then they get stuck.
Yeah, right? Like they weren't awesome, but like damn.
They
They're
were
gonna
your
have to come-
parents.
They're gonna have to come to my house for Thanksgiving now.
And it sounded like they really cared about you.
Right.
It's rough.
You know
rough.
what? The revolution
Takes no prisoners.
And you
Alright,
too
so-
can support us in making shitty decisions about our lives and families by supporting us on Kickstarter at
Yeah.
remalternis.com/misspentyouth.
We are up
All right,
almost
so-
$400 since the beginning, so thank y'all, folks.
Thank
Appreciate
you. Yes.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
so the authority still has metabook, demonetization, and community consequences for individual actions to wield. And they still have the high school principal, who's not really the high school principal anymore. He's the principal of the detention center.
No.
Oh,
Education
man,
law.
this
Yeah.
guy just
He's
travels
He's the
around.
warden. He's
You should have gotten rid of him,
He's like
shouldn't you?
every Disney Channel villain.
Right?
Right? And the
He's like the
Lawjack
opposite
captain.
of Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World.
Let's see, the Lawjack captain and the community elder collaborators. So there's 3
Oh.
authority figures and 3 systems of control that remain, balanced against your Breacher Collective and Lawjack traders. So you have 2 to their 6, so no ending of the campaign there, no big surprise. But if you ever have more exploits than there are the other things in total, you win the campaign. So you've definitely moved the needle pretty strongly in that general direction. Kingery Corp's definitely got a fight on their hands. This is not going to be the easy neighborhood takeover that they were expecting as we close this out. But yeah, you're paying the price of being in a re-education center. So
Well, thank you for running, Cliff. Thank
Yeah,
you
that
all
was
for
fun.
being
Thanks.
here.
Good.
I know we
I had no idea. I had no idea what we were going to do or which direction this would go.
Yeah.
And,
I laughed,
It was
I
a good
cried,
time.
I got angry. All the things.
so many emotions, but also excitement because the Kickstarter is funded. Thank you all again for your support, and please keep it going. We have a great stretch goal of having the creator of Misspent Youth, Robert Bull, write a setting chapter for Fall in Love Not in Line. So we want to see that happen. We know you do too. So please support that Kickstarter. Tell your friends, and let's all fall in love, not in line together or something.
Yeah, the best thing you can do is just share on your socials, tell people that you're excited about it. Thank you. Thank you.
Be cool. Have regular potty breaks.
But not cool like Shay's cool. Just don't do that.
All right, I'm out. See y'all later. You're gone. I love y'all.
See you guys next week, same time, same place.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.